From Kokomo Municipal Stadium in Kokomo, Indiana, it's almost time for Rockford Rivets baseball. Today, the Rivets wrap up a two-game series with the 4-5 Kokomo Jackrabbits. Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Larry Larson, and with you on the Rockford Rivets radio network today and all season long. The Rivets enter this one with a record of 3-5, looking to win back-to-back games for the first time this season. Yesterday, Rockford came out with a 2-1 victory over these Jackrabbits in a great pitcher's duel thanks to two late runs, one in the 7th on a Blake Mosley solo home run, and then one in the 8th on a bases-loaded walk from Jared Cushing. And then the Rivets bullpen pitched 3 scoreless innings to seal the deal in relief of Rivets starter Jared Herzog. It was a solid all-around performance, especially from the pitchers. And talking to manager JT Scara, he said, boy, did that win feel good, and the Rivets certainly needed it after dropping the first game of the trip to Battle Creek on Sunday afternoon. The Rivets were rained out on Monday before coming here to Kokomo Municipal Stadium to take on the Jackrabbits. As I mentioned at the top of the show, the Jackrabbits have a record of 4-5, 2 games out of the Great Lakes East lead. Rockford right behind them, tied with Battle Creek at 3-5. 2.5 games out behind the 2 first-place teams, Traverse City and Kenosha, who enter tonight's action with records of 6-3. Tonight on the Rockford Rivets pregame show, we've got Rivets catcher Jake Kleekamp, who just wrapped up his redshirt sophomore season at Milwaukee Area Technical College. I chatted with him about a number of subjects, including growing up in Rockford, his private pilot's license, which he'll secure probably at some point this summer, and various other baseball topics. Let's toss it over there now. Here's Rivets catcher Jake Kleekamp. Here on the Rockford Rivets pregame show with Rivets catcher and redshirt sophomore from Milwaukee Area Technical College, Jake Kleekamp. Jake, man, how are we feeling today?
I'm just happy to be here. I like what's going on. I've had a fun 10 days.
Certainly, Jake, your contract is coming up at the end here. You might be back at the end of the summer, who knows, but I want to take a jump back to last year. You were at an interesting place in your baseball career, coming from Judson, and you were kind of in baseball limbo, and then you ended up at Milwaukee Area Tech. How did that work out?
Yeah, I really didn't think I was going to play anymore, honestly, but I went to MA for the flight school and for the aviation maintenance stuff, and then the coach reached out, and I ended up just hopping on the team.
And of course, that coach is Zach Charbonneau, the former Fond du Lac Dock Spiders manager. I talked to your teammate at MATC, Hruz Wagner, about Sharbs, and he's quite the guy. What's it like playing for Sharbs?
No, it's great. He's a great guy. He runs practice real well. He really helps trying to find schools and stuff. He's just all about the players, all about us.
Of course. And now you live in Wisconsin now, but you were born and raised in Rockford. Of course, I know that probably better than anybody. What's it like playing for your hometown team on a field that you probably watched other baseball teams at growing up?
It's always been a dream. Me and my family used to talk about all the time playing for the once were Riverhawks, now the Rivets though. But yeah, we always talked about playing there, and it's just been a good time.
Yeah, certainly, and Rivets Stadium's always been there. I remember when it was Road Ranger Stadium, watching those Riverhawks games. But it's funny how things come full circle like that. Taking a look at the career side of things, you mentioned the flight school up at MATC. What caused you to want to get involved with aviation?
It's just I went on a test flight a couple of years ago with my friend's dad, and then I know a bunch of people that fly, so it just I don't know, really caught my attention. Seems cool.
Certainly caught the bug a little bit. And where are you at in terms of your career as a pilot? You close to getting your private license?
Yeah, I have right around 40 hours under my belt. 30 solo time. So, I'm getting ready to take the check ride here in a couple weeks.
There you go. Probably once the baseball season wraps up, you'll stay pretty busy, huh?
Oh, yeah, always. Gotta be flying all the time.
Certainly. And, looking at a few of your teammates from MATC who are here, one of them who stood out to me in terms of the numbers this spring and a little bit here in Rockford is Peter Fusick. He seems like a character, a little bit of a man of mystery, it seems, amongst the team here. Tell us a little bit about Peter.
No, I love Pete. That man is all baseball all the time. He just lifts and hit baseballs hard, so I don't know what else to say. That's Pete right there.
He's in the 9 spot today, being the DH, probably his last few games here in Rockford on the temp contract. I want to ask you about JT Scarrow a little bit, Rivets manager, coming back from the last 2 weeks of the last season. You know, what stood out to you in the last 2 weeks of last season that you think makes him a good manager for the full season this season?
Just how much he thinks about the players, how much he helps the players. I know defensively, catching-wise, he's made a huge impact on my game and how I do every aspect of that.
Yeah, certainly. Well, that pretty much wraps it up. That's all I've got for you. Anything you want to say? Any shout-outs?
Shout out to my other MA boy, Ruse. He's a pitcher. And that's that.
Yes, sir. All right, that's Jake Kleekamp, the redshirt sophomore from MATC.
Thanks, buddy.
That was Rivets catcher Jake Kleekamp, also a Rockford native. Thanks to Jake for taking the time to chat with me pre-game today. It's been nice having him around on the roster, not only this season, but also last season. Taking a look at today's pitching matchup. We're about 15 minutes away from first pitch here in Kokomo. It'll be Kyle Wade, the right-hander, the redshirt sophomore from Purdue, going for the Jackrabbits. He's appeared in 1 game so far in the Northwoods League season, and it was on June 2nd against Battle Creek, and he looked very sharp. He went 5 innings, allowed 3 hits, no earned runs, 1 run total, 5 strikeouts, and no walks, so he showcased very good control. So chances are the Rivets are going to have to manufacture runs, and they probably won't get a lot of gifts in terms of free passes on the base paths. And Rockford will send out the sophomore from Volunteer State Community College, James Raffoff. James also has 1 appearance this season, and it also came on June 2nd at Traverse City when he went 5 2/3 innings, surrendered 4 earned runs, but 8 runs total. It was a tough defensive game for Rockford. He let up 6 hits, struck out 5, but also walked 5, and an 11-1 Rockford loss, and James would pick up the loss. So he enters this one with a record of 0-1, while Kyle Wade enters this one with a mark of 1-0. Looking at Wade's numbers at Purdue, they're a little more inflated than his 1 start here in the Northwoods League. This spring, he pitched to a 7.20 ERA in 10 innings pitched, all out of the bullpen, striking out 5 and walking 4. But Wade is not totally inexperienced in terms of starting games. He started 2 games his freshman season for the Boilermakers, and total he had 15 appearances that season and 40 innings. He pitched a 5.18 ERA. As for Raffoff's stats at Volunteer State Community College, he had 16 appearances and 6 games started this spring, and 43 2/3 innings pitched. He had a 5.98 ERA with 62 Ks and 37 walks. So James struggled with that command up in Traverse City in his first appearance. We'll see if that settles down today. And in yesterday's Rivets win, Jared Herzog really settled down his command in his first appearance on June 1st against Kenosha. He was all over the zone, walking guys, and he actually hit 4 batters. But last night he looked really sharp, only issued 3 walks and didn't hit a batter. So we'll see if that trend continues here in Kokomo tonight. First pitch is set for 6:30. We're at 6:24 in the Eastern time zone. Thanks for joining us on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Taking a look at the conditions here in central Indiana. It's a beautiful day for a ball game. The sun is shining. It's partly cloudy. The sun has peeked behind clouds a little bit throughout the day, but it has been mostly sunny. The sun was shining during batting practice, making the turf very hot. It's an all-artificial turf field here in Kokomo, including around home plate and on the mound. So an artificial surface and no metal cleats are allowed in Kokomo. That's something that the Rivets had some trouble with, as not many players packed turf shoes on the trip. Taking a look at the dimensions, it's 330 down the lines, 348 to the left field alley, 400 to dead center, and 369 to the right field alley. So a relatively deep ballpark. That's something I said yesterday in the pregame, as I mentioned that the Rivets had not hit a home run all season. Well, that changed last night as Blake Mosley hit a solo blast that tied the game at 1-1 in the 7th inning, and of course the Rivets would go on to take a 2-1 victory, so that blast was a big one. Blake Mosley not in the lineup tonight, getting the day off, working through some nagging aches and sores before tonight's game, and that's why you've got a deep roster. The Rivets already have a deep roster, but it's going to get deeper when they return to Rivet Stadium tomorrow. They'll add 4 pitchers, 3 of them left-handed to the roster. We'll talk about them more tomorrow. Hopefully you'll join us on the Northwoods League Baseball Network. We'll carry the video television stream for that one tomorrow, as the Rivets take on the first place Kenosha Kingfish. Looking around at other action in the league tonight, Lakeshore travels to Kalamazoo for the second game of that series. Traverse City battles Battle Creek, who upset the Pitt Spitters last night, and Madison will play Kenosha at Simmons Field. Good matchup there in the state of Wisconsin. And we'll see if we see another great matchup here in Kokomo in the Great Lakes East. We're just minutes away from the national anthem and first pitch. We are going to step aside and take a short break, and we'll come back with the starting lineups in baseball. After this, it's the Rivets and the Jackrabbits coming up next on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. That was another great rendition of the national anthem here in Kokomo. Boy, they know how to get the job done here before games. We're moments away from first pitch. Let's get you the starting lineups for today's Great Lakes East battle between the Rockford Rivets and Kokomo Jackrabbits. First for the visitors, the Rockford Rivets. They're managed by JT Scara. It'll be Dylan Robertson back in the top spot. The freshman from Iowa Western is second in the Northwoods League in batting average. Tyler Hawkins, the redshirt freshman from Louisville, bats second. Wade Elliott, the sophomore from Louisiana Tech, will bat third and play first base. Cam McDonald bats fourth and plays right field. Jared Cushing will bat fifth and play the fifth spot on defense at third base. Brody Harding bats sixth, and he'll play the sixth spot on defense at shortstop. Greg Ziegler out in left, Max Malley behind the plate, and Peter Fusek, the freshman from Milwaukee Area Technical College, is tonight's DH, batting ninth. Here's the Jackrabbits lineup. They're managed by Hayden Carter. Raymond Hilbrick, the sophomore from Purdue Northwest, had the Jackrabbits' only RBI last night. He leads off and plays right field. Ryan Ellis at second base. Martin Vincelli Samard at first. TJ Fontaine out in left. Chris Santiago bats fifth and plays third base. Jackson Jarvis is the DH. Andrew Simo the catcher. Camden Vasquez out in center field. And Chase Mydroth makes his Northwoods League debut playing shortstop and batting ninth. It's time for first pitch. Here in Kokomo, the Rivets took the series opener and lead the season series 2-1 over these Jackrabbits. Kokomo looking to pull even. Rockford looking to win back-to-back games for the first time this season as Dylan Robertson steps in the left-handed batter's box. Moves around the turf pellets, and now we're ready for the first pitch. Kyle Wade from the windup fires the first pitch. It's swung on, lifted down the third base line in foul territory, and Santiago watches it sail into the bullpen. And the count is 0-1. We're underway at 6:34 p.m. Eastern Time. Kyle Wade, the redshirt sophomore from Purdue, native of Kokomo. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Some off speed that misses low. Tonight's umpires, Nate Hall is behind the plate. Reggie Drummer is at first base, and William Pascal is at third. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball pulled on the ground to second base, and Ellis slides, knocks it down, and he can't make the play. Dylan Robertson is aboard to start the game for the second straight night here in the top half of the first. We'll see how that's scored. It's a hit. So that will increase Robertson's already stellar 500 batting average. The Rivets have something going in the top half of the first. Here's Tyler Hawkins. Rivets and Rabbits just getting underway in Kokomo. Wade hops off the rubber and throws over to check on Robertson, who wasn't far away. Back safely. Hawkins was 0 for 3 yesterday with 2 strikeouts and a walk. Wade sets the letters and fires the first pitch. It's in the turf, knocked down by the catcher Simo, and it's 1-0. Hawkins, the right-handed batter, comes into this one with a .294 batting average. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Liner into the right center field gap. Long run for Hilbrick, and he watches it bounce in front of him. Robertson's going to try to go first to third, and he's going to get there with a slide. The throw is cut off by Ellis, and the Rivets have runners in the corners in the top half of the first. Great piece of hitting by Hawkins. He's a line drive guy. That was a hard hit single. And here's Wade Elliott, who's 2 for 4 yesterday with 2 singles. Has 3 RBIs this season. Second on the team in batting average. Looking to put the Rivets out in front. The first pitch, liner back up the middle and past a diving Ryan Ellis. Dylan Robertson scampers home, and the Rivets are up 1-0 just like that in the top half of the first. 3 straight singles to start the ball game. Tyler Hawkins moves up to second base, and the line keeps on moving for Cam McDonald. McDonald, the redshirt sophomore from Illinois, was 1 for 4 yesterday, his first hit of the Northwoods League campaign. It was a double. Here's the first pitch. Slow breaking ball taken for a called strike at the back door. McDonald 1 for 8 this season with 2 strikeouts. Wade sets at the belt. Takes a breath in a closed stance and delivers the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Looked like a changeup from Wade. And the count is 0-2. Wade still looking for the first out of the ball game. Rivets on top 1-0. Here's the 0-2. Curveball bounced on the turf, knocked down by Simo. McDonald was taking there, and it's 1-2. Hawkins with good speed on second base. He can score on a base knock. Elliott also pretty quick on first base. Wade steps off, taking his time now. Holds the ball in his glove on his left hand. Gazes in for the sign. Comes set. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss by McDonald on a breaking ball on the turf. And that's out number 1. Kyle Wade's first out of the game is a strikeout. And now there's 2 on and 1 out for Jared Cushing. Top half of the first. Rivets on top 1-0 on an RBI single by Wade Elliott. Cushing was 0 for 3 yesterday with an RBI walk. Righty on righty, the first pitch. Breaking ball on the front door, catches the inside part of the zone. 0-1. Cushing started his Northwoods League summer with 2 hits against the Jackrabbits last Friday. Since he's cooled down. An awkward motion by Wade on the mound. He came set, lifted the leg, and then quickly turned to check on Hawkins at second base. He's not being held on. Now he's back on. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball misses low and away. Simo snap throw down to first base, and Wade dives back in safely. Elliott was not too far off the bag, but it was a close play at first base. Good tag by Martin Vincelli-Samard. Holding down first base after taking a day off yesterday. Count is 1-1 on Cushing. He nears the pitch, swing and a miss. Breaking ball fell off the table for Wade, and it's 1-2. Wade surrendered 3 straight singles to start the game, now looking for back-to-back strikeouts. Cushing steps back in the box in an open batting stance, moves the bat around, now brings it up to his right shoulder. Here's the 1-2, runner goes, swinging a chopper down the third base side, foul. Rivets manager JT Scara tried to make the play, couldn't make it. And we'll have another 1-2 pitch. The Rivets have been very, very aggressive on the base paths so far this season. We'll see if the hit and run is on again. Hawkins with a short lead off second base. Elliott the same on first. Here's another 1-2 pitch, misses high and away. Runners weren't going, and the count is 2-2. Taking a look at the flagpoles in left field here in Kokomo. They're currently stagnant, but there is a little bit of swirling wind around today. Wade sets and fires the 2-2. Runners go. High chopper fouled off the foot of Cushing. Looked like it could have been trouble, but was a foul ball just in front of the box. And we'll have another 2-2 pitch. Good battle from Cushing here. The redshirt freshman from Xavier, native of Joliet, Illinois. High school teammate of Greg Ziegler, who's batting 7th for the Rivets tonight. Wade with a new baseball. Here's another 2-2. Liner up the middle, falling fast, and it drops in front of Vasquez. Hawkins gets the stop sign at third base, and the bases are loaded for Brody Harding. 4 singles in the Rockford first. Rivets up 1-0. And they're threatening for more. Hawkins on third base, Wade Elliott at second. Jared Cushing on first base. Harding, the left-handed batter, was 1 for 4 yesterday. All of his hits this summer have been singles. He's got 4 RBIs, 4 walks, no strikeouts. First pitch to him. Fastball misses low and away, and it's 1-0. Wade has been right around the zone. He's just been knocked around by these Rivets. He sets and fires the 1-0. Breaking ball misses at the shoe tops of Harding. he was taking all the way, and the count is 2-0. Kyle Wade, the right-hander from Purdue, grabs the rosin bag and steps back on. Pitching from the left-hand side of the rubber. Comes set in a closed stance. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball liner up the middle, and that drops into center field. Hawkins comes home to score. Everybody moves up 90 feet, and it's 2-0 Rockford. An RBI single by Brody Harding. Picking up the base knock against a fellow Big Ten ball player. And the bases remain loaded for Greg Ziegler, the sophomore from Missouri State. And now Hayden Carter comes out of the third base dugout to chat things over with the Kokomo infield. This is certainly not something that the Rivets are accustomed to, as the team has surrendered 20 runs in the first 2 innings of games this season. They did not do so yesterday. That would be giving up a run in the first 2 frames. They did not do that yesterday for the first time in 6 games. Now the Rivets have an early lead. Series finale here in Kokomo. Rivets looking to win back-to-back games for the first time this season, before they head home to take on the first place Kingfish tomorrow. The meeting is over. Everybody back to their positions. Rivets at every station. And Greg Ziegler at the plate. 1 down, top half of the first. Rivets lead 2-0. Ziegler steps in, was 0 for 4 yesterday. Righty on righty in the first pitch. Breaking ball catches the lower reaches of the zone. Nice frame job by Andrew Simo. And the count is 0-1. Kyle Wade working quickly from the stretch, despite the bases being loaded. Each Rivet not being held on. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Tailing breaking ball misses away. And that's ball 1. Ziegler batted leadoff in his first few games as a Rivet, now moved down to the lower third. He's just 1 for 15 this summer. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses outside and low, and the count is 2-1. Kyle Wade has been putting himself behind in counts, allowing the Rivets to get a lot of great pitches to hit. Fastballs down the middle. The set and the 2-1 pitch. Fastball bounces on the turf, knocked down by Simo. The count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Wade a pitch away from surrendering a third first inning run. He sets and delivers. Hammered through the left side for another single. Wade Elliott comes home to score. Here comes Cushing. The throw to the plate is in time, but it's dropped by Simo. Another run comes home to score. It's a 2 RBI base knock for Greg Ziegler. And the Rivets are on top 4-0. The hit parade continues. 6 in the Rockford first. With the throw, Ziegler moves up to second base. Brody Harding moves to third. And here's Max Malley. First pitch to him. Fastball on the outer black, taken for strike 1. Rivets on second and third. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Pulled on the ground and through the legs of Chris Santiago at third base. Harding scores easily, and Ziegler gets the stop sign at third. And Max Malley is aboard after what's sure to be an E5. That brings up the 9 batter, Peter Fusick, with just 1 out in the top half of the first inning. Rivets lead 5-0. That will be scored an error on the third baseman Santiago, allowing Harding to score. Here's the first pitch. Fusick takes a fastball right down the middle for strike 1. Greg Ziegler on third base, Max Malley on first. And Malley takes off with a pitch, and it swung on and fouled off the front leg of Fusick. Fusick, the freshman from MATC, hitting .211, did not play yesterday. He's He's not played a whole lot since more of the Rivets' permanent players have come in. He's been working hard on his swing here in the Northwoods League. Crowds the plate in the right-handed batter's box. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Liner up the middle, and it looks like it's going to hang up for Vasquez. He makes the play. Tagging from third is Ziegler, and he slides in safely at the plate. The throw was well late, and it's a sacrifice fly for Peter Fusick. Make it 6-0 Rockford in the top half of the first. You put the ball in play, and good things happen. Now there's 2 outs for the leadoff batter, Dylan Robertson, as the Rivets have officially batted around. Nobody up in the Jackrabbits bullpen. Kyle Wade needs to get out of this himself. Robertson, the lefty, steps in. First pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike. Robertson started all this action in the first with the leadoff single. The set and the 0-1. The runner goes, swung on and lifted into center. Sends Vasquez moving towards deep center field, and he makes a running grab. And that ends the Rockford first inning. Lots of action and lots of runs. 6 runs on 6 hits for Rockford as they pull ahead early after a half inning. It's the Rivets 6 and the Jackrabbits coming up on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Bottom of the first inning in Kokomo with the Rivets on top, 6-0. Rivets scoring 6 runs on 6 hits and an error in the top half of the first. Lots of run support for the right-hander from Volunteer State Community College, James Raffoff, who surrendered 4 earned runs in his first outing on June 2nd at Traverse City, looking for a bounce back tonight. Facing the top of the order, Raymond Hilbrick, yesterday's leadoff batter, steps back in. Here's the first pitch to him. Liner over the head of a leaping Brody Harding at shortstop into left center field. Hawkins, long run to cut it off. He slides on the turf. It gets by him, and Greg Ziegler, the left fielder, chucks it back in. And it's a leadoff double by Raymond Hilbrick. On the first pitch he sees. Rivets 6, Kokomo nothing in the first inning. Ryan Ellis steps up in an RBI situation. Ellis was 0 for 3 yesterday, moving up from the 9th spot today. The freshman from St. Mary's is hitting a paltry 194 so far in the Northwoods League campaign. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. Here's the first pitch, misses high and away, and now the count is 1-0. Jackrabbits have 5 lefties in their order today. The set and the 1-0. Lined up the left field line and through for a base knock. It bounces off the sidewall. Hilbrick will score easily as Ellis chugs into second with a double. Lots of offense early in this one as Kokomo gets a run back on back-to-back doubles. It's 6-1. Well, if you liked pitching, yesterday's game was for you. Rockford took it 2-1. We will not have a similar game tonight. Already 7 combined runs as Martin Vincelli-Simard, the third batter in the Jackrabbits order, steps in the bottom half of the first. Simard had the day off yesterday, the sophomore from Sacramento State. Righty against righty. Long pause from Raffoff, and he fires the first pitch. Fastball misses outside, and it's 1-0. Vincelli-Simard homered against the Rivets. First homer of the season at Rivets Stadium last week. 1-0 pitch. Fastball popped up, out of play, over the press box and out of the stadium. As a car alarm sounds over the PA system. I do not think that was real. Certainly wasn't the Rivets bus. We'll talk a little bit more about that bus in a little bit, but the Rivets ran into some bus trouble today, just leaving the hotel parking lot. Raffoff back on for the 1-1 against Vincelli-Simard. It's on the way. Misses low and away. The count is 2-1. But the Rivets had just pulled out of the hotel parking lot at about noon this morning after checking out of the hotel. They made it no further than 100 feet before the bus had to stop. Raffoff's 2-1 pitch. Fastball misses high. Count is 3-1. So the bus sat there for a little bit. The bus driver mulled over what to do, and he determined that he could not drive the bus any further. So the Rivets had to find an alternate way to the ballpark. 3-1 pitch to Vincelli-Simard, swung on and hammered down the left field line, hooking well foul and way out of here. I think that one landed out of the stadium, well to the left of the left field foul pole, and now the count is full at 3-2. Vincelli-Simard taps the plate twice. 1 run already in the bottom half of the first for Kokomo. Rivets on top 6-1. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball misses outside, and it's a walk issued to the 3-batter for Kokomo. There's 2 on, no out for the 4-batter TJ Fontaine. Ryan Ellis stands on second after an RBI double that brought home Raymond Hilbrick. And now Vincelli-Simard on first base. Fontaine, the redshirt freshman from San Diego State University, made his Northwoods League season debut yesterday. It was an 0-for-3 performance, but he gets moved up in the lineup today to the cleanup spot. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. First pitch, swing and a miss. Nice fastball from Raffoff that sits in the high 80s. 0-1. Raffoff getting knocked around a little bit early. Back-to-back doubles to start his first inning. The 0-1, big hack and a miss, throw down to second, gets into center field. Fortunately for the Rivets, Ellis can't go anywhere as the shortstop Harding landed on top of him. And I don't think Ellis realized the ball was in center field quick enough to make a move. And the count is 0-2 on TJ Fontaine. A strikeout here would be big for James Raffoff after a rough start. Looking for his first out, the 0-2 pitch. Fastball bounced in there, taken for ball 1. Raffoff gets the baseball back, holds it behind his back, working from the stretch, has his sign, sets at the letters. Now comes home with the 1-2. Fastball misses inside, now gets by Malley. Both runners move up 90 feet. Ellis with a big turnaround third. He'll stop there. The count is 2-2. That takes the double play out of order. And Raffoff is a little frustrated with himself as he gets a new baseball from the home plate umpire, Nate Hall. William Pascal mans third base, and Reggie Drummer is the first base umpire. Raffoff trying not to lose Fontaine after being out in front 2-0. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball just misses low, and the count is full. Raffoff was ahead 0-2, and now the count is 3-2. 2 runners in scoring position. Kokomo looking to come back after letting up 6 runs in the top half of the first. Swung on and lifted into shallow center. Hawkins stumbles, and the shortstop Harding backpedals into shallow center and makes the play. That probably would have been Hawkins' ball, but he lost his footing on the first step. Good play by Brody Harding, saving a run. Scored a P6 for the first out of the bottom half of the first inning. Rockford on top 6-1. Kokomo threatening with runners on second and third base. Here's Chris Santiago, who was 1 for 4 yesterday. First pitch, swinging a foul back. Fastball bounces off the press box and lands into the seats. Now a fan climbs over a row and picks it up. He's got a free souvenir. Raffoff's 0-1 pitch. Fastball way high. Malley jumping out of his crouch to snare it, and it's 1-1. Santiago, the redshirt freshman from St. Mary's, has 4 ribbies this season. Also 8 strikeouts. 1-1 pitch. Fastball in the inner half. Check swing from Santiago, and it's a foul ball. He's frustrated with himself. He slammed the bat on his cleat after he fouled that one off. Really almost hit him on the hands. Now the count is 1-2. Raffoff working from the windup now. And a curveball is over the head of Malley. Here comes Ryan Ellis to score. Vincelli Simard moves up to third base. And the new score is 6-2 in favor of the Rockford Rivets. Not a great first inning for either pitcher. Kyle Wade surrendering 6 runs in the top half, and now Raffoff has let up 2 in the bottom half. He winds and deals the 2-2 pitch. Fastball grounded to shortstop. Harding gobbles it up and throws in time to Wade Elliott at first base for out number 2, and Vincelli Simard comes home to score from third base, and Rockford's lead is now officially cut in half. It's 6-3 in the bottom half of the first. RBI for Chris Santiago, his 5th of the year. And here's Jackson Jarvis with the bases empty. James Raffoff has faced Jackson Jarvis before. First pitch. Fastball called strike on the outer black to the left-handed hitter. 0-1. Raffoff squared off against Jarvis this spring. The 0-1 is a fastball, misses high and away, 1-1. Raffoff, of course, pitching at Volunteer State. Pitched against Columbia State in the final game of the season. 1-1 pitch on the way. Nice breaking ball, swung through and missed. And the count is 1-2. Raffoff struck out Jarvis swinging in his first plate appearance and then walked him later in the game on May 1st. The 1-2. Fastball misses upstairs. Jarvis checked his swing up. And it's 2-2. Raffoff working at a very, very fast pace. Wasting no time out on the mound. Takes a deep breath, works from the windup. Here's the 2-2. Fastball hit his spot outside. Malley thought that was a called strike from Nate Hall, the home plate umpire. Instead, he was calling ball rather than strike, as umpires tend to do. It is a deep, chesty ball call, and Malley was confused. He flipped it back to Raffoff. Now the 3-2 pitch misses upstairs, and Jarvis lets off a dramatic bat flip on his way to first base. Raffoff not happy about that one as he gives Jarvis a look as he makes his way to the first base bag. There's a little bit of history there. So here's Andrew Semo with 2 down in the bottom half of the first. Rockford on top of Kokomo 6-3. Andrew Semo having to take off the leg guards on the on-deck circle before stepping in the right-handed batter's box. Andrew did not play yesterday. The redshirt junior from Fordham is hitting at a 290 clip this summer. Righty on righty, the first pitch misses upstairs. CMO sporting high brown socks. Kokomo in their home vanilla uniforms. 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses inside. It's a vanilla color, as is customary for a few teams. Think San Francisco Giants shade. Kokomo Jackrabbits text on the front. Orange numbers, 2-0. Fastball misses low and in, and it's quickly 3-0 on the Kokomo catcher. Brown caps for the Jackrabbits, brown socks, varying shoes. For the Rivets, they're traveling dark grays with gold numbers and gold Rockford text across the front. 3-0 pitch, fastball right down the middle. Semo is taking all the way. And the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Rockford with black caps with gold brims with their alternate screw logo on the front. Here's the 3-1 offering. Swung on and hammered past the diving Jared Cushing at third base into left field. It's a 2-out single for Semo. And the inning continues. Jackson Jarvis moves up to second base. Here's Camden Vasquez, the redshirt freshman from the University of San Diego. The 5th and final left-handed hitter in this Jackrabbits order. So now Cruz Wagner is up and warming in the Rivets bullpen as Raffoff is at 30 pitches. And of course, Northwoods League pitching rules state that if a pitcher hurls 35 pitches in an inning of work, they cannot come back for the next inning. So JT Scara is out for a mound visit, bringing the whole Rockford infield in. I imagine he's saying something like, all right, James, pitch to contact here, because otherwise we're going to have to go to the bullpen early. Gives him a pat on the rear end and takes the slow walk back to the first base dugout. Meeting is over. Vasquez steps in the left-handed batter's box, 0 for 1 this summer. Made a defensive substitution appearance yesterday. Had 1 at-bat. Here's the first pitch. Fastball swung on and missed up in the zone. Malley, the catcher, points to his pitcher after that one. He liked that, and it's 0-1. RBI situation for Vasquez. 0-1 pitch. Slapped the opposite way, tailing foul onto the grassy berm in foul territory in left field. And the count is 0-2. Raffoff with 3 pitches to spare. If he can set down Vasquez on 3 pitches here, he'll be back out for a second inning of work. If he hurls 3 more, he's done. Here's the 0-2, swung on and poked down the first base line foul. And it's still 0-2 as a train horn sounds. I think that was a real train horn, not played over the PA system. Everybody's ready for another 0-2 pitch. Umpire Nate Hall getting a new load of baseballs behind the plate. Raffoff sets at the letters, fires another 0-2 pitch. Curveball bounced on the turf, knocked down by Malley. The count is 1-2. 34 pitches now for James Raffoff. So that'll be all. His next pitch will be 35. Sets at the chest. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and lifted into left field. Greg Ziegler over near the line in front of the track, and he makes a grab to end the inning. But Kokomo comes back with 3 runs in the bottom half of the first after Rockford scores 6 in the top half. And after 1, lots of offense It's 6-3 Rockford going to the second on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Top half of the second in Kokomo. 2-3-4 batters due up in the Rockford second after the Screws bat around in the first inning and push across 6 runs. Kokomo responding with 3 of their own in the bottom half. So lots of action early in this one. We'll see if that continues. Kyle Wade back out there for a second inning after hurling 30 pitches in the top half of the first. Righty on righty. First pitch to Tyler Hawkins. Slow breaking ball taken a little bit upstairs for ball 1. James Raffoff, the Rockford starter, didn't face a similar fate. He pitched 35, so he has to come out. 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball again misses, this time low. And it's 2-0. Hawkins singled and scored in the first inning. 2-0 pitch. Liner up the middle, and that falls. It's a 2-hit game early on for Tyler Hawkins. And the Rivets have the leadoff man on for the second straight inning. Rivets on top of Kokomo 6-3, top half of the second. And here's Wade Elliott, who had an RBI single in the first inning. Also came around to score. The sophomore going to Louisiana Tech this fall. Quick check on Hawkins, who's back with a dive. Wade has that speed in the back of his mind. Kyle Wade, that is. So it's Wade Elliott against the pitcher, Kyle Wade. Another check on Hawkins, back safely. He is a stolen base threat. We'll see if he goes here. Kyle Wade sets and now fires the first pitch to Wade Elliott. Fastball taken for a called strike. Bit of a late call from Nate Hall behind the plate. 0-1 on the Rockford first baseman. Takes a few checks, swings. Stares out at Wade. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Runner goes. Fastball misses inside. Throw down to second. Nowhere near in time. Hawkins already standing on second base as the throw came in. He slid feet first, and it was a pop-up slide. And sliding on artificial turf certainly makes things a little quicker. The pitch was a strike by Kyle Wade, and it's 0-2 on Wade Elliott. Wade sets at the chest. Kicks and now turns to check on Hawkins. Let me tell you, that move from Wade, we've now seen it twice. It looks a lot like a balk, but did not start moving towards the plate. Now here's the 0-2 pitch. Curveball in the turf. Blocked by Simo, taken for ball 1. Cam McDonald waits on deck. He struck out swinging for the first out of the first inning. 1-2 pitch to Elliott. Fastball swung on, driven into the left center field gap. Long run for Vasquez, gives way for TJ Fontaine, who makes the play. Hawkins tags up at second base and slides into third base without a throw. Good base running for the redshirt freshman from Louisville. That was a productive at-bat for Elliott. as good as a bunt. That's the first out of the top half of the second inning. Rivets on top of Kokomo 6-3. Here's Cam McDonald with a runner on third base. Cam looking for his first RBI of the season. Knocked a double yesterday. Righty on righty. First pitch. Nice curveball for a called strike. Started in on McDonald, then broke into the strike zone. 0-1. Wade back to work quickly. 0-1 pitch. Fastball slapped the opposite way and down on the right field line, and it's called a foul ball. First base umpire Reggie Drummer said that one dropped a little bit wide of the first base line and foul ground. From our perspective, high above home plate, looked like it was right on the line, but of course Reggie has a better look. Now the count is 0-2 on Cam McDonald. That surely would have scored a run. Likely would have been extra bases for Cam. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses low and away to the 6'5 McDonald. Count is 1-2. Redshirt sophomore from Purdue against the redshirt sophomore from Illinois. And the 1-2 is swung on and fouled back. Chopped past the catcher, Simo. And we'll do it again. The Rivets making Kyle Wade work with good at-bats and a lot of base hits. 7 for the Rivets in the top half of the second. 1-2, swing and a miss. Foul tip, strike 3. Kyle Wade sets down McDonald for Cam's second strikeout of the ball game. And Kyle Wade's second strikeout of the ball game. So with 2 down and a runner on third, here's Jared Cushing. Rivets on top of the Jackrabbits, 6-3. First pitch. Cushing swings and lifts it in the air into right field. Hilbrick, the right fielder, comes on and makes the catch in stride. And that ends the top half of the second inning. So the Rivets strand a runner on third. It's Tyler Hawkins. And the score remains Rockford 6, Kokomo 3 after 1.5 on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. It's Rockford Rivets 6, Kokomo Jackrabbits 3 going to the bottom half of the second inning at Kokomo Municipal Stadium in Indiana. Thanks for joining us. New pitcher on for the Rockford Rivets. It's the right-hander from Milwaukee Area Technical College, Bruce Wagner. He's been an innings eater for JT Scara. He's gone 3 1/3 innings in 4 appearances Pitched to a 2.70 ERA. He surrendered just one earned run on a solo home run by Martin Vincelli Simard last Friday. His last appearance came on Sunday in Battle Creek when he got one out and got out of the game. That was in the second inning on in relief of Bryce Barnett. He'll face 9-1-2 in the Jackrabbits order, starting with Chase Mydroth. Righty on righty, the first pitch. Slow breaking ball taken for strike one. The final line on the Rivets starter James Raffoff, 1 inning, 3 hits, 3 runs, all of which were earned, 2 walks and no strikeouts. He pitched 35 pitches on the dot. 0-1 pitch. Another breaking ball this time. It didn't break much. Misses above the letters of Mydroth. And it's 1-1. But the Northwoods League rules state that if a pitcher throws 35 pitches or more in an inning, he can't come back out for another inning of work. So Raffoff's day ends there. 1-1. Fastball misses the outer half. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Wagner, not a strikeout guy, native of Slinger, Wisconsin, but has good command on the fastball, topping in the mid to low 80s. 2-1. Liner back up the middle and through for a single. Chase Mydroth starts the bottom half of the second inning with Kokomo's 4th base hit of the ball game. Lots of offense early in this one. Both teams putting on a lot of runs in the first inning. Rockford with 6, Kokomo with 3, and that's where the score stands right now. Here's the top of the order, and Raymond Hilbrick, who doubled and scored in the first frame. Sophomore from Purdue Northwest. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. The first pitch is a bunt. Back to Wagner. Fields throws, moving away from first base, and it gets away from Elliott. Mydroth moves up to third. He gets the stop sign there. Hilbrick takes a big turn around second base as Elliott throws back into home plate. That'll likely go as a throwing error on Wagner. It was a tough one for Wade Elliott to handle, and after the Rivets go 2 straight games without committing an error in the field, that streak breaks in the bottom of the second inning in Kokomo. Game 2 of the series. It is an error. We'll score that at E1. And Mydroth is on third base. Hilbrick on second for Ryan Ellis, who had an RBI double to score Hilbrick in the first. Another left-handed batter. First pitch. Fastball pulled on the ground to second base. Robertson Fields throws in time to Elliott at first. The Rivets trading out for a run as Mydroth trots home. Hilbrick moves up to third, and the new score is Rivets 6, Kokomo 4. That's the 3rd RBI of the season for Ryan Ellis. He's the first out of the inning. And here's Martin Vincelli Simard, who homered off of Wagner last Friday. That's his only homer of the season, but he does have 7 ribbies, but a team leading 14 strikeouts. Righty on righty. First pitch from Wagner. Curveball in there for a strike. On Vincelli Simard's home run, it did not look like he put a great swing on it, but he crushed it. He was out in front of a breaking ball from Wagner and pulled it over the Meyer Monster in left field at Rivets Stadium. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball knocked down by Malley on the turf. Back even now at 1 apiece. But what that told me was Vincelli Simard has some serious strength. The sophomore from Sacramento State, native of Canada. 1-1 pitch. High and away, ball 2. Martin had a 5-game hit streak snapped on Sunday against Kalamazoo. And in the first series against Rockford, he was 4 for 8 with 4 RBIs. Hitters count for him here. 2-1 pitch. Fastball high, ball 3. Wagner is well behind. Hitters count for the Kokomo first baseman. He steps out of the box, taps the plate twice. sporting high brown socks, holds the bat well above his head. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. A beautiful pitch on 3-1. Wagner didn't leave that curveball out over the heart of the plate. The count is full. Wagner shakes off Max Malley. Now as his sign, sets at the letters. Kicks and delivers the payoff pitch. Fastball misses downstairs. Ball 4. Now it's runners on the corners with one down for TJ Fontaine, the cleanup batter. Rockford 6, Kokomo 4. Bottom half of the second inning. Yesterday was a pitcher's duel, with the Rivets taking it 2-1. Today a far cry from that. A little bit of everything for everybody in this Great Lakes East series. A double play ball would be huge. Fontaine popped out to shortstop back in the first for the first out of the inning. First pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball right down the middle. 0-1. Wagner needs to work low in the zone to Fontaine. He's got good power from the left side. The set and the 0-1 pitch. Fastball poked into left field, tailing foul onto the grassy berm, and 4 fans with gloves, but none of them make a catch. I'm a little disappointed. There's your moment, and you can't capitalize. It's the second strike on Fontaine. The count is 0-2. Wagner well out in front. We'll see what he comes back with here. He shakes off Malley and now steps off the rubber. Adjusts the back of his snapback cap. Steps back on the middle of the rubber. Not every day you see that from a pitcher. Usually they choose one side or another. Here's the 0-2 offering. Swing and a foul ball. Screamer off the net on the third base side. And we'll have another 0-2 pitch. Wagner gets the baseball back. Stretches out. Gets the sign from Malley. Comes set. Long pause and another 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses outside. Not the worst 0-2 pitch in the world to Fontaine. And the count is 1-2. 1 out. Bottom of the second inning. Runners on the corners for Kokomo. 6-4 ball game in favor of the Rivets. 1-2 pitch. Breaker. Tap down to first base. Elliott Field steps on the bag and throws to second, and it gets into left field. Hilbrick comes home to score. Vincelli Samard moves up to third base. And it's a foul ball. The home plate umpire, Nate Hall, scored that a foul ball. So the Rivets get a huge break. That ball looked fair. First base coach for Kokomo discusses that one with Reggie Drummer. That's a play we'll have to take a look at on the Northwoods League TV stream. We'll have another 1-2 pitch between Bruce Wagner and TJ Fontaine. Rivets need to capitalize on that break. Still runners on the corners. Wagner sets. Comes home with the 1-2. Breaker hammered onto the grassy berm, foul. It actually lands in the Rabbits' bullpen. And the battle rages on. And as these at-bats get longer, they favor the hitter. Vincelli Samard on first base. Hilbrick on third. Another 1-2 from Wagner. Fastball pulled down the first base side, foul. Fontaine is all over Wagner in this at-bat. In case you're just joining us, the Rivets scratched across 6 runs on 6 hits in the top half of the first inning. Kokomo responded with 3 runs in the bottom half, chasing Rivets starter James Raffoff after 35 pitches. 1-2 pitch. Fastball tails too far inside. And it's 2-2. It's been a battle of an at-bat between TJ Fontaine and Ruse Wagner. Wagner sets. Here comes the 2-2 pitch as the runner goes. Fastball misses low and away. The throw goes down to second base, and it's not in time. The throw was chest high to Brody Harding, and the shortstop couldn't slap the tag down quick enough. Vincelli Samard swipes second, and the double play is out of order. And fittingly for this at-bat, the count is full at 3-2. Wagner steps off. This feels like it could be a turning point in this game. Rivets on top 6-4. 1 run in for Kokomo in this inning, and a base hit could tie it. Payoff pitch to Fontaine. Swinging a tapper, foul. Breaking ball that just caught the end of the bat by Fontaine. That close to a strikeout for Wagner. And we'll have another payoff pitch. Wagner with 22 pitches in the inning, just 1 out. Boy, has this been a fun at-bat. Another 3-2. Swinging a jam shot over the mound, and it falls. The shortstop Harding charges, throws on to first. Not in time. An awkward jam shot that flared over the mound is enough to bring home Raymond Hilbrick. And the Jackrabbits are within 1 at 6-5 in the bottom of the second inning. Vincelli Samard to third base. Fontaine reaches on an RBI infield single. Here's Chris Santiago, who's 0 for 1, but had an RBI and a ground out back in the first inning. That scored Vincelli Samard. Rivets still in search of the second out of the bottom of the second inning. Time is called. Wagner steps off the rubber, rubs his chest a little bit, adjusting his dark gray jersey. Checks on the runners, comes set. Fires the first pitch to the right-handed hitter. Slow breaking ball, misses low and in, ball 1. It is not a pitcher's night. Temperature around 83 degrees and humid. The ball will carry in this weather. We have not seen a long ball yet, though. 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses low and away. It's 2-0. And now you got to start thinking that the Rivets might have to go to a third pitcher in the third inning. Wagner laboring now at 25 pitches, and of course that single inning pitch limit is 35 in the Northwoods League, so Wagner would have to come out if he tosses 35. 2-0 pitch. Fastball gets away from Malley, taken for ball 3, and Vincelli Samard scampers home. And we are tied at 6. TJ Fontaine moves up to second base. That's a runner in scoring position for Chris Santiago. Rivets scoring all of their runs in the top half of the first inning. Kokomo with now 3 apiece in the first and second. Rivets let a huge early lead waste away. Time is called by Wagner, who ties his right shoe on the mound. All the momentum in this game belongs to the Kokomo Jackrabbits. And with the base knock, Santiago could give them a 7-6 lead just in the second inning. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Fastball misses high, gets by Malley again. Fontaine moves up to third. Santiago moves to first with a walk. And now Max Malley comes out to chat with Wagner. Maybe the two got crossed up a little bit. And another big spot for Jackson Jarvis, who walked in the first inning. Both the home plate umpire Nate Hall and Max Malley head back to home plate. Jackson Jarvis is prone to the strikeout, and a strikeout would be perhaps the most ideal outcome here. A ground ball on the infield would also be good early in the count, but Jarvis, not much of a contact hitter. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. First pitch to the redshirt freshman from Columbia State. It's on the way. And a balk is called, as Wagner hesitated on his way to home plate. That brings home TJ Fontaine. And the Jackrabbits now lead 7-6. Wow. What a turn of events. Santiago up to second base. No pitch ruled to Jarvis. So here's the first pitch of the at-bat. Swing and a miss on a fastball up in the zone. 0-1. Jackrabbits with 3 runs in the bottom of the first, 4 runs in the bottom of the second. Wagner at 28 pitches now. Now he comes home with the 0-1 pitch. Spinner misses upstairs. 1-1. Wagner gets the ball back quickly. He's ready for the 1-1 pitch. It's on the way. Fastball called strike. Catches the lower corner of the zone. The count is 1-2. The Rivets have now surrendered 27 runs in the first 2 innings of games in 2021. 1-2 pitch. Slow breaking ball misses well high and away. High and outside. High and away, whichever you prefer. Guess I couldn't decide there. And the count is 2-2. Long at-bats for the Jackrabbits in this one. Looking to even the series at 2 apiece this season. 2-2, swung on and fouled over the screen, out of play, and we'll have another 2-2 pitch. Kokomo took the first game of the season series in Rockford 12-7 last week. The Rivets bounced back with a huge victory, 16-2 on Saturday night. Then they came into Kokomo and took a 2-1 victory yesterday. And now it's a 7-6 ball game in favor of the Jackrabbits in the bottom half of the second inning. 2-2 pitch to Jarvis. Misses low and in, and the count is full. Jarvis sporting some good-looking yellow and brown cleats in the left-handed batter's box. Sporting a leg guard on his front leg in the left-handed batter's box. Here's the payoff pitch to him. Fastball hammered down to first base, picked off the turf by Wade Elliott, and he takes it to the bag himself. For out number 2, Wade Elliott robs Jackson Jarvis. That ball was destined for the right field corner. 2 down. On the play, Santiago moves up to third base. So here's Andrew Simo in his second at-bat of the ball game. Wagner at 34 pitches. So his next will be his 35th. So he'll be done after 1 inning. First pitch swung on and popped up over the awning that covers the second deck seats. And it's 0-1. Simo singled in the first, was stranded on first base as James Raffoff got out of the inning. Bruce Wagner being roughed up in the second, the 0-1 pitch. Breaker misses upstairs. Count is 1-1. Wagner had a very good spring season for Milwaukee Area Technical College, was top 20 in the nation for D3 NJCAA pitchers in ERA. His next pitch is a fastball that misses in the turf. 2 balls and 1 strike. He just has not been getting out in front of hitters. Wagner's not a guy that's going to strike out a lot of batters, but he pitches to contact and hasn't done that all that well. 2-1, swung on and lifted. in the air on the infield. The second baseman, Robertson, takes a few steps towards the bag and puts it away, and that's the end of the Kokomo second inning. But the Jackrabbits come back with another huge inning, 4 runs on just 2 hits. The Rivets bullpen going back to its self-destructive tendencies, which we saw early in the season. And our new score is Jackrabbits 7, Rockford 6 after 2 on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Back in Kokomo going to the 3rd inning, with the Rivets now trailing the Kokomo Jackrabbits by a score of 7-6. In case you're just joining us, the Rivets started the game with 6 runs on 6 hits in the top half of the 1st inning. And the Jackrabbits responded with 3 runs of their own in the bottom of the 1st. And then 4 runs off Rivets reliever Roos Wagner in the bottom of the 2nd inning. So the Rivets squander an early lead. They'll send up Brody Harding, Greg Ziegler, and Max Malley. In the top half of the 3rd inning against Kyle Wade, the Kokomo starter, still in the ball game. The Rivets starter, James Raffoff, was chased just after 1 inning. The Rivets' second pitcher, Roos Wagner, will also be chased as both reached their 35 pitch limits for 1 inning. Brody Harding steps in with a single and a run scored. First pitch. Fastball hit his spot. Andrew Simo was set up on the outside part of the plate. Nate Hall, the home plate umpire, says it caught the zone, and it's 0-1. The wind in the 0-1 pitch. Liner back up the middle. Chase Mydroth, shaded towards the bag, makes the play. Throws on to first in time to beat Harding. And it's a 6-3 put out as Mydroth retires his counterpart. There's 1 away in the top half of the 3rd. Kokomo 7, Rockford 6, and here's Greg Ziegler with the bases empty. Ziegler had a 2 RBI single in the 1st inning, just his 2nd hit as a Rivet, as the outfielder is starting to find his stroke. Sophomore who is planning to transfer from Missouri State. Here's the first pitch. Breaker misses down low, taken for ball 1. Ziegler and 2 of his teammates from Missouri State, Forrest Barnes and swing and a miss on the 1-0. Blake Mosley is the other teammate. Mosley went deep yesterday. Forrest Barnes has had 1 appearance out of the Rivets bullpen. Ziegler steps into the box, stares out before the 1-1, and it's a called strike. Tailing breaking ball, catches the outer part of the zone. The count is 1-2. Ziegler looking to avoid his 8th strikeout of the summer. Pitch on the way, swung on and popped up on the infield on the right side. Ryan Ellis, the second baseman, calls everybody off, and he makes the play for the second out of the third inning. Scored a P4 as Kyle Wade really begins to settle in. After the first inning, I didn't think that we were going to see Wade come out for a second inning of work. Rockford was right on him. I mean, their timing was all over him. First pitch to Max Malley. Fastball catches the outer part of the zone, taken for a called strike. Malley reached on an error on the third baseman Santiago in the first. 0-1, partial swing and miss from Malley. Looked as if he wanted to check up his swing, but knew it was too late. The count is 0-2. Wade quickly back to work. The pitch misses outside. That's 1-2. But the Rivets were all over Wade in the first inning. I mean, singles right back up the middle over and over. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses outside. Malley started to swing, and I wouldn't even call it a check swing. He just stopped. Here's the 2-2 offering. Fastball misses outside, and just as quickly as it was 0-2, it is now 3-2. Wade gets the baseball back, winds and deals the payoff pitch, swung on and fouled back. Let me tell you, Wade's pace is hard to keep up with as a play-by-play broadcaster. Working from the windup from the left side of the rubber, twists and deals, swung on and popped into center field. Vasquez coming on quickly as it starts to fall fast, and he makes the play in stride to retire Max Malley. It's a 1-2-3 top half of the third for Kyle Wade, and the score holds. Kokomo 7, Rockford 6, going to the bottom half of the third on the Rockford Rivets radio network. Bottom of the third inning in Kokomo as the Jackrabbits lead 7-6, and a fire truck drives by on the street beyond the right field wall and lets out a honk. Perhaps they know the Jackrabbits are winning in comeback fashion early in this one. Rivets started with 6 runs in the top half of the first. Jackrabbits racing that lead in just 2 innings with 3 runs in the bottom of the first and 4 in the bottom of the second. Eli Sanchez on to pitch, already the 3rd pitcher of the ball game for Rockford. The redshirt junior from NIU fires the first pitch to Camden Vasquez. Chop back to the mound. Sanchez fields it in stride and flips with his glove to first base, where Wade Elliott fields it and puts away Vasquez. 1 pitch, 1 out for Sanchez, the right-hander, native of Rockford, attended Christian Life High School. He's got 1 appearance this season, and he came against these Jackrabbits on June 4th at Rivet Stadium. In 1 inning of work, he surrendered 3 hits, 3 runs, all of which were earned, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. So he got roughed up, but off to a promising start here. Chase Mydroth, the 9 batter, climbs in. The first pitch. Fastball down the middle, taken for a called strike. Mydroth singled and scored in the Jackrabbits' 4-run second inning. Sanchez quickly back to work. Working from the windup, the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and pulled to the left side. Sliding play by Harding. Gets up and throws, and it's nowhere near in time to first base. A valiant effort by the Rockford shortstop, who slid on the turf. And anybody who's played or dealt with artificial turf knows that when you slide on artificial turf, you just keep going. So Harding's momentum was carrying him away from the first base bag, so he couldn't get enough on the throw. That'll go down as a hit. So Mydroth is 2 for 2 in his Northwoods League debut, and here's the top of the order. Raymond Hilbrick, already his 3rd plate appearance. First pitch, swung on and shot down the left field side. Hooking foul. 0-1 on the Purdue Northwest sophomore, who doubled in the first and reached on an error by the pitcher, Cruz Wagner, in the second. Scored both times. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball high and away. Ball 1. Final line on Cruz Wagner. 1 inning of work, 2 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 2 walks, no strikeouts. 1-1 pitch. Swinging a foul back that catches just the top of the net. Otherwise, that would have headed into the suites up here on the second deck. A beautiful facility at Kokomo Municipal Stadium. A seating bowl from third base to first base, covered by an awning. Quick check on Mydroth on first base from Sanchez, and it's not close. Wade Elliott doesn't even put the tag down. The bullpens are then situated after the seating bowl on both sides of the field. Here's the 1-2 pitch, swung on and hit the opposite way. Long run for Ziegler, who dives, and he can't make the catch. It gets all the way to the wall. Chase Mydroth around second base. He touches third, gets waved around to the plate. The throw is cut off. It's an RBI double for Raymond Hilbrick, his 2nd double of the ball game. And the Jackrabbits increase their lead to 8-6. That one was going to be a tough play for Ziegler to make. An aggressive play to dive. It was costly, but it was a hit. Mydroth scores from first base. And the line keeps on moving for the Jackrabbits, roughing up Rivets pitching. Here's Ryan Ellis, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI double in the first. First pitch misses upstairs. 1-0. Interesting story for Elijah Sanchez, the Rivets pitcher. Attended Cedarville Community College and then transferred to NIU. 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses up and in to Ellis, who's choking up on the bat in the left-handed batter's box. And it's 2-0. But Sanchez was mainly a position player at Cedarville and then transferred to NIU and is working to become a pitcher only. 2-0 pitch. Fastball misses outside, and it's 3-0. But Sanchez just made 2 appearances this spring for the Huskies. Pitched 1 2/3, surrendered 2 earned runs, 1 strikeout, 2 walks. Certainly not a strikeout guy. We'll see if he can get some outs via contact, and the 3-0 is in there. Fastball down the chute, and the count is 3-1. Ellis entered this one with just a 194 batting average, but a vote of confidence from his manager, Hayden Carter, putting him in the 2 spot. Hitters count for him, 3-1 pitch. Fastball catches the outer black for a called strike. Ellis was ready to toss his bat back towards the third base dugout. Late call from Nate Hall, the home plate umpire, and the count is full. Speaking of votes of confidence, Sanchez looking for one here. Trying to come back from down 3-0. Here's the payoff pitch. Swinging a chopper back up the middle. Harding shades towards the bag. Fields throws in time to Wade Elliott at first base. Hilbrick moves up to third, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. 2 down with another run 90 feet away for Martin Vincelli Simard, who's walked twice. Kokomo on top of Rockford 8-6 in the bottom of the third inning. Kokomo has scored in each of the 3 innings so far. Rockford scoring all of its runs in the top half of the first. Last trip around the bases for Vincelli Samard. He swiped second base. He scored both times. First pitch, swinging a foul off the mask of Malley behind the plate. He's all right. Barely got a piece of him. It's good to see because the Rivets only have one other catcher on the roster. It's Jake Kleekamp, who has not played in the last 5 games. He's a little banged up. 0-1 pitch, curveball hits Vincelli Samard on the shoulder. Turned away from that one. It was a slow breaker. He's all good. Trots down the first base line. And now there's runners on the corners with 2 outs for TJ Fontaine. Fontaine is 0 for 2 with an RBI single his last time up. His first hit in the Northwoods League. Rivets looking to get out of the third inning, surrendering just 1 run. It's been a struggle early on for both teams pitching-wise, but more so for Rockford. Vincelli Samard with his leadoff first base. Hilbrick on third, and the first pitch misses outside. Sun beginning to set in the crossroads of America. Shadows creeping across the home plate circle. 1-0 pitch. High chopper to second base. Robertson fields and flips to second base to retire Vincelli Samard. And the Rivets get out of the inning, but not before they surrender 1 more run on an RBI double by Raymond Hilbrick. Our new score is the Jackrabbits 8 and the Rivets 6 after 3 on the Rockford Rivets radio network. Kokomo Jackrabbits 8, Rockford Rivets 6. Going to the 4th inning in Kokomo. Thanks for joining us on a beautiful evening for baseball in Indiana. Peter Fusick, Dylan Robertson, and Tyler Hawkins due up, representing 9-1-2 in the Rivets order against Jackrabbits starter Kyle Wade, who worked at 1-2-3 frame in the third. Back out there for another inning of work. He winds and deals the first pitch to Fusick. It nearly hits him on the back knee. Breaking ball missed a little too far inside, and it's 1-0. Fusick with good speed in the right-handed batter's box, flied out to center field for a sac fly in the first inning, and he takes a breaking ball outside, and it's 1-1. Fusick's sac fly marked his second RBI of the season. Righty on righty, the 1-1 pitch. Tomahawk down to third base. Santiago gloves it, tosses across the diamond in time to beat a hustling Peter Fusick. 1 out in the top half of the fourth. Base is empty for Dylan Robertson. And an 8-6 ball game in favor of the Jackrabbits. Robertson takes a stroll around the home plate circle, takes a practice hack, and now approaches the left-handed batter's box. Robertson, one of just 2 lefties in the Rivets order. Those 2 lefties are the middle infielders, the other one being Brody Harding. First pitch, fastball misses in the artificial turf. 1-0. Robertson is 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Both plate appearances coming back in the first inning, and the 1-0 misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Robertson steps out of the box, nods his head a little bit as if he's listening to music. Here's the 2-0. Swinging a ground ball towards second base. Sliding stop by Ellis. Gets up and throws in time to beat Robertson. A dazzling play by the Jackrabbits second baseman. That's a quick 2 outs in the top half of the 4th for Kyle Wade. I bet Rivets manager JT Scara is seeing Kyle Wade still out there in the 4th inning, and he's getting a little bit of jealousy as the Rivets starter James Roffoff couldn't make it into the 2nd. First pitch to Tyler Hawkins, a fastball on the inner black, taken for strike 1. Hawkins is 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Run scored in the 1st inning and a stolen base in the 2nd. The wind in the 0-1 pitch. Fastball catches the outer black this time, and it's 0-2. Hawkins takes a deep breath, steps back in the box. Kyle Wade working very, very quickly. He winds and fires the 0-2. Fastball misses way high. Simo out of his crouch. And it's 1-2. Wade has retired 5 straight Rivets. 1-2 offering. Swinging a chopper to short. Mydroth charges, fields, throws, and it's picked out of the dirt by Vincelli Samard to retire Tyler Hawkins. Kyle Wade has retired 6 straight Rockford Rivets as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning with a score remaining. Kokomo 8, Rivets 6 on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Bottom 4 in Kokomo. Elijah Sanchez back out for a 2nd inning of work. That's a first for any Rockford pitcher today. Rivets trailing the Jackrabbits 8-6. Lots of early action in this one. It'll be Chris Santiago, Jackson Jarvis, Andrew Simo. Due up, righty against righty. First pitch. Fastball misses inside, nearly glances the pant leg of Santiago, who's 0 for 1. Had an RBI ground out in the 1st and a walk in the 2nd. 1-0 pitch from Sanchez. Fastball down the middle, taken for a called strike. Santiago, the 5th batter in the Jackrabbits order, who's scored in every inning. 1-1 pitch. Swinging a foul ball pulled in front of the Jackrabbits' 3rd base dugout. The dugouts are situated pretty far up the lines here at Kokomo Municipal Stadium. Much more than most Northwoods League stadiums. And Sanchez is out in front, 1-2. He kicks and deals. Swinging and fly ball into right field. Cam McDonald shades towards the line, reaches up and makes the grab For out number 1 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Rivets trailing Kokomo 8-6. And Jackson Jarvis steps up with the bases empty. Jarvis is 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out to first base. Jarvis walking up to a little Morgan Wallen, noted native of Tennessee. First pitch misses upstairs. And as it just so happens, Jarvis also a native of Tennessee. 1-0 pitch misses high and away again, and it's 2-0. Jarvis, a native of Franklin, Tennessee, son of Belmont head coach Dave Jarvis, who just finished his 25th season at Belmont. The wind in the 2-0. Misses outside again. Glances off the glove of Max Malley. And it's quickly 3-0. Sanchez has done a good job pitching to contact, but his control has not been great. He's hit a batter, has not issued a walk yet, though. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Fastball misses high. And it's a 1-out walk. Second walk of the ball game for Jackson Jarvis, excuse me. Jackson Jarvis, who is the brother of former Jackrabbit Logan Jarvis. Now Andrew Simo steps in. Kokomo in front of Rockford 8-6, bottom of the 4th. Sanchez from the stretch sets the letters and fires the first pitch. Fastball misses inside, nearly missed, just missed. Andrew Simo, who turned away from it. And the count is 1-0. Simo is 1 for 2 with a single in the first. The kick and the 1-0, check swing, foul ball. Up the first base line. It's back even now at 1 apiece. Rockford looking to win back-to-back games for the first time this season. They took game 1 of this series yesterday, 2-1. With a win, Kokomo would pull even in the season series at 2 apiece. 1-1 fastball down the chute, taken for a called strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sanchez a strike away from his first K. He sets in a closed stance. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Fastball downstairs. 2-2. Sanchez gets the ball back, gives a look at Jackson Jarvis, who's not much of a stolen base threat. He's a big fella, taking his lead off first base, being held on. The 2-2. High chopper to short. Charging is Harding, and he can't make the play. It's into left. Jarvis stops at second base. Simo holds up at first. We'll see what the call is there. Rockford couldn't have been able to turn a double play there. It's ruled a single. That's the 8th hit of the ball game for Kokomo, as they are threatening to score in a 4th straight inning to start this ball game. Here's Camden Vasquez, 0 for 2. Vasquez, the redshirt freshman from University of San Diego, making his first start of the season tonight. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher in the first pitch. Misses upstairs above the letters. 1-0. Lights not yet on at Kokomo Municipal Stadium. Shadows continuing to move up the field. The sun side is right field for Rivets outfielders. 1-0 pitch. Fastball high again, this time a little further outside, and it's 2-0. Sanchez has not delivered a lot of first pitch strikes. Which is always troubling for pitchers. He comes set. Here's his 2-0 pitch. Fastball missed low that time. Now he's got to find the in-between, certainly. And it's 3-0. Jarvis on second base after a walk. Simo on first base after a single. Sanchez on the rubber. Nods at the sign from Malley. Here's the 3-0 offering. High and away, ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk issued by Sanchez, his second of the frame. That brings up the 9-batter Chase Mydroth with Jackrabbits on every station. Mydroth is 2 for 2 with 2 singles and 2 runs scored. Kokomo already out in front of Rockford 8-6, looking for more. One out in the bottom of the fourth. Mydroth, a Manhattan Beach, California native. One of 7 players on this Jackrabbits roster from California. First pitch. Misses low and away. I find that interesting. Must not be an easy sell for manager Hayden Carter. To all those California natives, hey, come play in the middle of Indiana. 1-0 pitch. Misses outside, and it's 2-0. Not that there's anything wrong with the middle of Indiana. I'm a fan of the Midwest. Nice, hearty Midwest town is Kokomo, but those California kids, they need their surfing. 2-0 on Chase Mydroth. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul back to the screen. And the count is 2-1. In fact, Chase Mydroth on his University of San Diego page lists surfing as one of his hobbies. What do you know? He's trying to help Kokomo surf to a bigger lead here. They're already out in front 8-6, and the 2-1 pitch lined up the middle in the air, and it's going to hang up for Hawkins. He makes the grab ankle high. He throws to the plate as Jarvis tags up, and the throw is in time to get Jarvis. What a play by Tyler Hawkins. And it's an 8-2 double play to end the fourth inning. And that keeps Kokomo off the board for the first time tonight. The score remains Jackrabbits 8, Rivets 6 on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network going to the fifth. Fifth inning in Kokomo with the Jackrabbits ahead of the Rockford Rivets 8-6. 6 runs on 7 hits, 1 error for the Rivets, and 8 runs on 8 hits and 1 error for the Jackrabbits, who started this game in a 6-0 hole. They stormed back with 3 runs in the bottom of the first, 4 runs in the bottom of the second, and 1 in the third. Rivets looking to come back in this one. Wade Elliott, Cam McDonald, Jared Cushing due up, and the first pitch to Wade Elliott is swung on and pulled down the third base line foul. 3, 4, 5 in the order due up. No better time for a rally. Wade Elliott is 1 for 2 with an RBI single in the first. He also came around to score. Righty on righty. The wind and the 0-1. Fastball paints the outer corner. And it's 0-2. Wade with a fastball sitting in the low 90s. Good off-speed stuff. He's settled in as the game has gone on. The 0-2. Curveball bounced on the turf. And Elliott takes for ball one. Wade playing first base, as he has recently for the Rivets. That would be Wade Elliott. Kyle Wade, the right-hander for Kokomo, deals the 1-2. Breaker misses again on the turf, bounces away from Simo, and it's back even at 2-2. I was talking to Wade Elliott about that first base position, and he did not play there at all this spring for Grayson College. In Texas, the 2-2 fastball misses outside, and the count is full. But Elliott is a good athlete, pretty versatile guy. Can play third, also second base. Here's the payoff pitch to him. Fastball pulled down the third base line again, and we'll have another payoff. Elliott sporting the black and gold stirrups, as is customary for him. Here's another payoff pitch. Swing and another pull on the ground, foul. And a bullpen arm for Kokomo is quite busy chasing down those foul balls. We'll get a name on him. It's Connor Lynchy. The wind and another 3-2. Swung on and popped up. This time on the right side, Vincelli Samard in foul ground, settles under it and makes the play to put away Wade Elliott. Scored a P3. That's the first out of the top half of the fifth inning. Rivets trailing the Kokomo Jackrabbits 8-6. Battle between Great Lakes East rivals. Rivets with a record of 3-5. Kokomo with a record of 4-5. Half a game ahead of the Rivets in the standings. Here's Cam McDonald with the bases empty. Cam's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. He watches a first pitch fastball low and away. Cam has had a successful career at the University of Illinois through 3 seasons. Swings and chops it down the third base side. Foul was an off-speed offering from Wade. And it's 1-1. McDonald hit .249 this spring. Here's the 1-1 offering. Swung on and grounded fair, this time to shortstop. Mydroth backhands and throws to beat a hustling McDonald at first base. A bang-bang play over there. Nice toss from Mydroth. 2 up, 2 down in the Rockford fifth. As now 8 straight have been retired by Kyle Wade. What a bounce back it's been for the redshirt sophomore from Purdue after surrendering 6 runs in the first inning. Here's Jared Cushing. He swings and fouls the first pitch off the bare hand of Andrew Simo, the catcher. Shakes it off a little bit, looks to be okay. Cushing is 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored in the first. Redshirt freshman from Xavier, 0-1. Fastball misses outside. That pitch looked right on the black from our perspective, but it's 1-1. Cushing, the transfer from Texas Tech to Xavier, awaits the 1-1. It's a curveball in the dirt, knocked down by Simo, and after he knocks it down, he dives out in front of him to reach the ball and toss it back to Wade, who's right back on the rubber, quickly back to work. And the 2-1 is a fastball right down the middle, taken for a called strike 2. Back-to-back big fellas in the Rivets order. McDonald at 6'5", and Cushing listed at 6'3". He steps back in, stares out at Wade, and time is called as Cushing was not ready for the pitch yet. That's how fast Wade is working. Now he kicks and deals the 2-2. Liner back up the middle past Wade. Sliding stop by Ellis. He throws from his knees in time. What a defensive day for Ryan Ellis at second base as he robs Jared Cushing of a base knock. And Kyle Wade has retired 9 straight Rockford Rivets. And the score remains Kokomo Jackrabbits 8, Rockford Rivets 6. Going to the bottom half of the fifth inning on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Welcome back to Kokomo, Indiana. Going to the bottom of the 5th at Kokomo Municipal Stadium with the Jackrabbits in front of the Rivets. 8-6. Eli Sanchez out for his 3rd inning of work after James Raffoff and Bruce Wagner each just went 1 inning. Here's the top of the order for the Jackrabbits and Raymond Hilbrick, who had an RBI double off of Sanchez in the 3rd inning. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. First pitch. Fastball paints the outer black, and it's 0-1. Hilbrick, the sophomore from Purdue Northwest, has been successful in the Northwoods League. The 0-1 misses high and away. But Hilbrick's game has translated from the D2 level quite nicely. Entered this one with an average of .306. He's 2 for 3 tonight. He's reached all 3 times, reached on an error. And the 1-1 is waved at and missed. And it's 1-2. We'll see if Sanchez can set him down for his first strikeout. JT Scarra sending him back out there. He needs to eat some innings here. The wind and the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and shot foul. Out of play, off the net. And we'll do it again. Hilbrick has a hit in all 9 games this season. Hit .288 this spring for Purdue Northwest. And the 1-2 is chopped foul down the first base line. And we'll have another 1-2 pitch. Hilbrick was 2nd team All Great Lakes Intercollegiate Conference. Watches a fastball upstairs, and it's 2-2. That was back in 2019. So Hilbrick's freshman season. 2020 season was cut short, but he hit .378 then. 2-2 pitch, line back up the middle, and through for a base knock. Hilbrick continues his hot start to the Northwoods League season. And the Jackrabbits have the leadoff man on in the bottom of the 5th inning. Rabbits in front of the Rivets, 8-6. Here's Ryan Ellis. Ryan Ellis, the freshman from St. Mary's, native of Peoria, Arizona. He's 1 for 3 today with an RBI double in the 1st. He's grounded out each of his last 2 times. Sanchez sets and comes home with the first pitch. Misses high and away. Ellis doesn't provide a big strike zone in the left-handed batter's box, standing at 5'8". So that zone shrinks a little bit. But Ellis has made some great plays at second base. Quick check on Hilbrick, and he dives back safely at first. But Ellis has made a few sliding plays moving away from first base in the field. 1-0, fastball misses above the chest. And it's quickly 2-0. Looking around the out-of-town scoreboard, it's 5-0 Traverse City on top of Battle Creek at C.O. Brown Stadium. Sanchez, next pitch, swing and a foul back. The runner was off, hit and run was on. Count is 2-1. We don't know what inning that game is in, as it is suspended due to rain. Up north, Lakeshore on top of Kalamazoo, also in a rain delay, with the Chinooks leading 2-0. Madison on top of Kenosha, 3-0 at Simmons Field in the bottom of the 5th. Sanchez sets and fires the 2-1. Fastball high, and it's 3-1. Sanchez has faced trouble in all of his innings so far, and that trend continues here. Wisconsin Woodchucks on top of Green Bay, 5-0 at CCU Park in Green Bay. Time is called by the hitter Ellis, and Sanchez was coming home. Pitch doesn't count. But the Woodchucks off to a hot start to the season, and Fond du Lac on top of Wisconsin Rapids 5-1 in the 2nd at Hare Baker Field. 3-1 pitch as the runner goes, swung on and popped up, shallow left field. Greg Ziegler comes on, makes the grab as Hilbrick retreats back to first base. And of course, here in Kokomo, it's the Rivets trailing the Kokomo Jackrabbits 8-6 in the bottom of the 5th. Runner on first base with 1 down for Martin Vincelli Samard, who has reached on free passes in each of his 3 plate appearances. 2 walks, 2 runs scored in the first and second innings, and then was hit with a pitch in the third. Righty on righty. And the pickoff throw to first base gets away from Wade Elliott, and Hilbrick scampers up to second base. Elliott has to chase that one all the way to the barrier in front of the Rivets bullpen. The sun was in Elliott's eyes, and the throw was low from Sanchez. And so now there's a runner in scoring position once again for the Jackrabbits. They scored 3 runs in the bottom of the first, 4 runs in the bottom of the second, and 1 run in the third. The Rivets started the game with a 6-0 lead, striking first with 6 runs in the top half of the first frame. First pitch, swinging a foul tip off the bat of Simard. It's 0-1. I'm not going to try and pronounce the hometown of Martin Vincelli Simard, but he's from Quebec, or as they might say up there, Quebec, in Canada. And time is called as a ball is on the field down the right field line. Got away from a few young fans who are playing with a baseball. There is a big playground area which is protected by netting down the right field line. That place is bustling tonight. Nice crowd on hand in Kokomo. It was in attendance over 500 last night. Looks to be about the same tonight. Beautiful night for baseball. Temperature at 83 degrees at first pitch. Probably down near 78 now. Sanchez from the stretch. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swinging a foul, swing. Off the bat of Vincelli Simard. That one was lower on the bat and on the hands, and it's 0-2. We'll see if Sanchez can capitalize. Strikeout here would be big. Keep the ball out of play with a runner in scoring position. Sanchez nods at the sign. Sets at the chest. Kicks and fires the 0-2. Misses upstairs. Sanchez breaking stuff has not been very good. Throwing mainly fastballs. Gazes in, has the sign, comes set. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Swung on and lifted into shallow left field. Greg Ziegler comes on, calls everybody off, and makes the play above his head. Brody Harding was in the vicinity, but he knew that was Ziegler's ball all the way. And that's 2 fly ball outs for Sanchez in the Kokomo 5th inning. 2 down, runner on second for TJ Fontaine. Rivets trailing 8-6. Fontaine steps up with an RBI single to his name. That came back in the second. Well, just 1 for 3 on the day. The pop out and a fielder's choice. Looking for RBI number 2 of the campaign. First pitch. Fastball misses above the letters. 1-0. Looking down the first base line. In the Rockford bullpen, Peter Fusick is getting loose. He's a position player. Tonight's DH for Rockford. 1-0 pitch. Fastball tails too far outside, and it's 2-0. But Fusick has a pitching appearance already this season. It was scoreless. He looked pretty good. He can toss it in there. Fastball topping up at 85. 2-0 pitch. Fastball out over the heart, taken for a called strike. Fontaine thought it was a little bit low. He steps out of the left-handed batter's box, adjusts his batting gloves, and steps back in. Fontaine, the Clovis, California native, attends San Diego State. Did not play there much this spring. 2-1 pitch to him, wave and a miss. And it's 2-2. Fontaine has swung and missed more than any other batter in the game tonight. Wide batting stance in the left-handed batter's box, standing at 6'4", 210. An imposing figure. 2-2 pitch. Fastball misses outside, and the count is full. Sanchez getting up there and pitches at 59. 21 this inning. Looking for the third out of the frame. Looking to strand Hilbrick on second base. The set. And here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and hit well into center field. Hawkins has a beat on it, reaches above his head, and makes the grab to end the 5th inning. So Eliza Sanchez strands Raymond Hilbrick on second base and gets 3 fly ball outs. And the score remains Kokomo 8, Rivets 6, going to the 6th inning on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Top half of the 6th at Kokomo Municipal Stadium, with the Rivets trailing the Jackrabbits by a score of 8-6. Thanks for joining us on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. The day is over for Jackrabbits starter Kyle Wade, who bounced back very, very nicely after allowing a 6-run first inning. And the new arm is Connor Lynn, the freshman from Cincinnati, native of Kokomo. Faced the Rivets yesterday, left-handed pitcher. Left-handed batter in Brody Harding, and he takes a first pitch strike. It'll be Harding, Ziegler, Max Malley, due up in the Rockford 6th. Marking 6, 7, 8 in the order. The wind and the 0-1. Tailing fastball, cuts too far away from Harding, and it's 1-1. But yesterday, Lynn pitched 2/3 of an inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, no strikeouts, no runs. The next pitch is a fastball down the chute, taken for a called strike 2. Count is 1-2 on Harding, who is yet to strike out this year. He's 1 for 2 today, with a single and a run scored in that 6-run first inning. Lynn winds and fires, fought off the hands by Harding. As he battles, and it's 1-2. Final line on Kyle Wade: 5 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs, 4 of which were earned. The 1-2. Harding holds back on a breaking ball on the turf. And it's back even at 2-2. So Wade is charged 6 runs, but just 4 of them earned. No walks, 2 strikeouts. Nice bounce back. 8 those innings. 2-2 to Harding. Liner over the head of the shortstop, Mydroth, into left field. And it's a 2-strike single for Brody Harding. A 2-hit day for the sophomore from Illinois. And the Rivets have something going in the top half of the 6th inning. So here's Greg Ziegler. He's 1 for 2, had a 2 RBI base knock in the first. Popped out to second base his last time. The sophomore from Missouri State. Native of Joliet, Illinois, that is. Left-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. First pitch from Lynn. Ziegler squares to bunt, and he didn't pull back. And it looked like the pitch almost hit Ziegler. And it's 0-1. There was an appeal down to the first base umpire, Reggie Drummer, but really didn't need it. Ziegler certainly went around there. Steps out of the box, steps back in. Lynn working from the far right side of the rubber. Sets at the belt. Long pause. And now comes home with the 0-1. Swung on and popped into shallow right field. The second baseman, Ellis, shades towards the line and puts it away. Harding moves back towards the bag. He was only a step off. And that's the first out of the 6th inning. Rivets trailing Kokomo 8-6. Runner on for Max Malley. Malley reached on an error in the first and popped out to center field in the third. Getaway day for the Rivets. Final game of the road trip for them. They'll return home tomorrow to play Kenosha, who has been red hot. First pitch to Malley as the runner goes. Fastball misses outside. Throw down to second base. Not in time. It's a stolen bag for Brody Harding. Good speed from the Rockford shortstop. And there's a runner in scoring position for Max Malley, who's got an RBI this season. Entered this one just 1 for 15, but he had an RBI double against the Jackrabbits in last week's series at Rivet Stadium. 1-0 to the sophomore from Evansville. Misses outside. 2-0. Peter Fusick, the Rockford DH, waits on deck. Rivets looking to win back-to-back games for the first time this season. Harding takes off for third base. Pitch is swung on and missed, and Harding swipes third without a throw. Connor Lynn was not even looking at him. And now Rockford has a run 90 feet away. The count is 2-1 on Max Malley. Just needs to put the ball in play here. Lynn sets. Here's the 2-1 pitch. It's poked to the right side, into the hole. Ellis slides, throws onto first base, just in time to beat Max Malley. Bang bang play at first, but it's enough to bring Brody Harding home to score a run. And the Kokomo lead is trimmed to 1. It's now 8-7, Jackrabbits. Second RBI of the summer for Max Malley on the 4-3 putout. There's 2 down, bases empty for Peter Fusick. Get him on, get him over, get him in. First pitch to Fusick. Fastball misses outside, and it's 1-0. Fusick had a sac fly in the first, a 5-3 ground out in the fourth. The wind and the 1-0. Fastball down the middle, taken for strike 1. Fusick has really worked tirelessly on his swing here in Rockford. Certainly looks a little uncomfortable in the right-handed batter's box. 1-1. High chopper over the mound. The shortstop, Mydroth, charges and throws, and it gets away from Vincelli Samard at first, and Fusick is going to be safe. The catcher, Andrew Simo, was right there to back it up. He hustled up the line and probably saved Kokomo an extra base there as Fusick stays at first. And that scored an E6, throwing error on Chase Mydroth. And another base runner for the Rivets, trailing by just 1 now, and that flips the order for Dylan Robertson, who's second in the Northwoods League in batting average. 1 for 3 today. Singled and scored in the 6-run Rockford first. Shadows now covering most of the Kokomo infield. Lefty on lefty here. Lynn sets. Here's the first pitch to the freshman. Instead, a throw over to the first base bag. Or Fusick is not far off. The freshman from MATC has good speed. We'll see if he takes off here with 2 outs. Simo sets up outside. First pitch, misses in the turf. Caught by Simo, and it's 1-0. Connor Lynn not working as quickly as Kyle Wade was, but certainly working at a good clip, and the 1-0 paints the outside corner for strike 1. Robertson likes to move around a lot when he's playing baseball. Bit of a dancer, likes to dance on bases after he gets base hits. Moving around in the left-handed batter's box a little bit. Simo sets up outside again. And the 1-1 slapped into left field, falling fast, and that one gets down, foul. That one was trouble, and if that dropped, we might be talking a tie game. Dropped fair, that is. Robertson can hit to all fields. That one was so close to the line. Second one we've seen like that tonight. Cam McDonald had one similar down the right field side. Good thinking by Robertson. I think that would have been enough to score Fusick from first base. He's pretty quick. But now the count is 1-2. Rockford with a run in the top half of the sixth. Their first run since the 6-run first inning. Connor Lynn is not far off. The lights have been turned on at Kokomo Municipal Stadium. And now Connor Lynn looks at Fusick, and time is called. A little bit of a cat and mouse game going on. Lynn has been distracted by Fusick at first base. Time is out. And Lynn checks on Fusick again. And as a hitter, that can't be very comfortable just sitting in the batter's box, waiting for the pitch. So I'm sure this gives Lynn a little bit of an advantage. And now the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and grounded to the right side. Ellis slides, gets up, and throws out Robertson again. That's the second time that Robertson has been robbed of a single into right field by Ryan Ellis. But Rockford pushes across a run, and they are within one. The new score going to the bottom of the sixth is Kokomo 8, Rockford 7 on the Rockford Rivets radio network. Bottom six in Kokomo. Jackrabbits with a narrow 1-run lead over the Rockford Rivets. 8-7 score. And it's a new pitcher, Peter Fusick, former DH, now Rockford pitcher. Deals the first pitch to Chris Santiago. Fastball misses low and away. Fusick, a position player pitching, but he's pretty good at pitching. He's got one appearance so far this season. Winds and deals the 1-0. Swung on and popped up on the infield. In foul ground, Cushing races over and makes the play halfway between home plate and third base. 2 pitches, 1 out for Peter Fusick. Fusick, the freshman from Milwaukee Area Technical College, pitched on June 2nd against Traverse City, went 1 1/3, scoreless. Struck out 2 pit spitters as well. He's got some gas. working from the windup with nobody on. Jackson Jarvis steps in with one down. First pitch. Swing on a miss. Looks like Fusick took something off there, and it's 0-1. Jackrabbits on top of the Rivets, 8-7, bottom 6. Next pitch, swing and a miss again. Looks like a breaking ball from Fusick. He's way ahead, 0-2. Impressive work so far. Gets the ball back. Rocking the rec specs. Rocks and fires. The 0-2 poked up the middle and through for a base hit. Was a sinking liner off the end of the bat from Jarvis, but he found a way. That's his first base hit today. Makes him 1 for 2 with 2 walks. So there's a runner on for Andrew Simo. There's an arm getting loose in the Rivets bullpen. It's Chan Yao Ming. Not fully throwing yet, but he's playing catch with Tucker Shalley. Both of those guys pitched yesterday. Had efficient innings, so they can go again today if they're needed. First pitch to Simo, misses low and away. And Malley couldn't catch the fastball cleanly. Looked like he wanted to throw down and check on Jarvis. Could not do so, and the count is 1-0. Simo is 2 singles today, 1 for 3. Next pitch, misses low and away, and Malley doesn't catch it again. And it's 2-0. Simo, another California native of Coronado, California. A beautiful place. The set and the 2-0 from Fusick. Fastball high, taken for ball 3. So after he was out in front of Jackson Jarvis. 0-2, he's behind Andrew Simo, 3-0. He sets at the chest and comes home. Fastball misses inside. Simo turns away from it, and it's ball 4. 2 on, 1 out for the Jackrabbits in the bottom of the 6th. They're looking for insurance, leading the Rivets 8-7. High scoring affair. Another great close game between these Great Lakes East rivals. And I will note that Kokomo is now 0-3 this season in games decided by 2 or less after they lost to the Rivets yesterday by a score of 2-1. Today, a far cry from yesterday's pitching duel. First pitch to Camden Vasquez. Fastball misses inside. And the left-handed batter turned away from that. Could have hit him on the shoulder. And it's 1-0. Jackson Jarvis on second base after a 1-out single. Andrew Simo on first after a walk. Vasquez is 0 for 2 with a walk to his name today. 1-0 pitch from Fusick. Fastball finds the zone that time. Looked like a little two-seam action. Coming in on the left-handed batter Vasquez from outside the zone. And it's 1-1. Fusick gives a look to Jarvis. Now sets and delivers. Hammered through the right side for a base hit. McDonald fields it, throws it back into the infield, and the throw is cut off by Wade Elliott, who was on the money, and Jarvis got the stop sign at third base. But now the bases are loaded for Chase Mydroth. And Mydroth, the sophomore from the University of San Diego, is 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a fly out to center field his last time. With a base hit here, Mydroth could pick up his first Northwoods League RBI. Righty on righty. First pitch from Fusick. Fastball misses inside. Mydroth turns away. And it's 1-0. Fusick can't afford a walk here. Needs to pitch to contact, the 1-0. Fastball catches the outer black, a great pitch from the MATC Stormer, and it's 1-1. Mydroth taps the plate twice, sports a slightly open batting stance in the right-handed batter's box, and waves and misses. At the 1-1, it was high cheese. And the count is 1-2. That was out of the zone, but always tempting for hitters. That high fastball, Mydroth couldn't get around, and it's 1-2. A strikeout here would be huge for Fusick with 1 out and the bases loaded. In a close game, 1-2. Fastball misses low and away. Rivets were up 6-0 to start this game. And the Jackrabbits got all 6 of those runs back and then took the lead in the bottom of the second inning. They've led since. 2-2. Fastball just misses outside, tailed too much. And the count is full. Nowhere to put Mydroth. Jackson Jarvis on third base after a single. Simo on second after a walk, and Vasquez on first base after a single. Here's the payoff from Fusick. Misses inside, and that's ball 4. Jackson Jarvis comes in to score, and the Rabbits get one back. It's now 9-7. It's an RBI for Mydroth, his first of the summer. And now full-fledged action is going in the Rivets bullpen. Trying to get a number on him as Raymond Hilbrick steps in. The first pitch swung on and hit well into right. Cam McDonald coming on, dives, and it gets past him. He knocked it down a little bit. Simo comes in to score. Vasquez right behind him. Mydroth also gets the wave around, and he scores. 3 runs come in to score on an RBI triple by Raymond Hilbrick. It's 12-7 Jackrabbits. That one just fell too fast. McDonald froze off the bat, took those steps in, but ultimately couldn't make the catch. He did knock the ball down a little bit, otherwise that could have been much worse. Three RBIs on that play for Hilbrick, 4 on the day. Infield draws in for Ryan Ellis, who swings it, hits it into right. This time McDonald makes the play, and Hilbrick fakes towards home, and the throw is on the money from McDonald again. So good thing that Hilbrick didn't test the arm. That's the second out of the inning. Scored an F9. Jackrabbits in front of Rockford 12-7, a 4 spot here in this 6th inning off Peter Fusick. And Martin Vincelli-Simard steps in. Flied out his last time, but has reached thrice. 2 on walks, 1 on a hit by pitch. Righty against righty. Runner on third, the wind and the first pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike. 0-1. Rockford scored 1 run in the top half of this inning to make it a 1-run ball game, but they're going to need to do a lot more work. 0-1 pitch. Fastball misses inside. Perhaps the breaking stuff there from Fusick, and it's 1-1. Vincelli-Simard with 7 ribbies so far this season. The 1-1 is a jam shot over our heads, out of play, out of the stadium. Vincelli-Simard has been a Rockford killer early on. 1-2 to him. Fastball misses outside. And the long-haired righty Fusick is even now at 2-2. 5th run of the inning, 90 feet away, and Hilbrick. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and grounded to the hole at shortstop. Harding backhands, long throw. He throws. Good stretch from Elliott. And they get Vincelli-Simard. The inning is over, but the damage is done. 4 runs come in for the Jackrabbits, including 3 on a 3 RBI triple by Raymond Hilbrick. And the Jackrabbits lead Burgeons to 12-7, going to the 7th on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Top half of the 7th inning in Kokomo. Jackrabbits in front of the Rivets 12-7. New arm for Kokomo manager Hayden Carter. It's Ryan Beck, the right-hander out of IU Kokomo, native of Greenfield, Indiana. Will face 2, 3, 4 in the Rivets order, at least in the 7th, starting with Tyler Hawkins. First pitch, tailing breaking ball, misses low and away, and it's 1-0. Beck has been a very effective reliever out of the bullpen. He's not allowed to run yet. Next pitch, high chopper down to third. Santiago leaps, throws across the diamond. The stretch from Vincelli Samard is enough to get a hustling Hawkins. Score at 5-3. 1 away in the Rockford 7th. Rivets trailing 12-7. Here's Wade Elliott. Ryan Beck so far, 4 innings pitched, 2 strikeouts, of course an ERA of 0. No walks. First pitch to Elliott, swung on and fouled off to the right side, out of play. As a police car drives by the street beyond right field. Lots of traffic out there tonight. Busy night in Kokomo. Righty on righty. Here's the 0-1 to Elliott. Fastball misses low and away. Elliott is 1 for 3, had an RBI single in the first, and has been quiet since. Fly out and a pop out. The wind and the 1-1. Fastball misses the outer corner, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. All of Kokomo's pitchers working very quickly today. Beck takes a breath, rocks and deals the 2-1. Fastball misses outside again, virtually the same spot. And now it's 3-1. There's now a fire truck. Drives by the field out and right. 3-1 offering. Swinging a jam shot, shallow right field. Hilbrick coming on, full sprint, and he makes the play. 2 up, 2 down in the Rockford 7th. And it comes down to Cam McDonald with the bases empty. Rivets down 12-7. This is the same exact final score as game 1 of the season series in Rockford last week. Rivets looking to avoid the same fate here in Kokomo. First pitch to McDonald. Liner falling fast down the right side, and it's out of play. Onto the grassy berm, and a young fan comes to grab it, and he throws it back to the first base umpire, Reggie Drummer. How about that? That young fan wanted no part of that foul ball. Wow. Here's the 0-1 from Beck. Swung on and fouled off. Over the net this time, and is quickly 0-2. Beck is a senior and had a good season for IU Kokomo. 3.82 ERA, 30 strikeouts, 14 walks. Improved his ERA from 6.24 during his freshman season in 2019. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's a 3-strikeout day for Cam McDonald. And that ends the Rockford 7th as they go down in order. Rivets need to keep the Jackrabbits right where they are. They're trailing 12-7 at stretch time in Kokomo on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Bottom of the 7th inning in Kokomo. Jackrabbits in front of the Rockford Rivets 12-7. TJ Fontaine, Chris Santiago, and Jackson Jarvis due up against Peter Fusek. Back out there for a second inning of work. The first pitch is swung on and hit well into right center field. Tyler Hawkins has a beat on it, gets underneath it real quick, and makes the play for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out for Fusek, who started the 6th inning similarly. That was his first inning of work. Got Chris Santiago to pop out, and then surrendered a walk, or a single, a walk, another single, an RBI walk, and then a 3 RBI triple. First pitch to Santiago. Fastball misses inside. 1-0. Fusek working quickly. The wind and the 1-0 pitch misses low and away. Fusek, the position player pitching, surrendered those 4 runs in the 6th. On 3 hits. Left 1 on base. Here's his 2-0. Swinging a foul back, and it's 2-1. Well, the good news for Rockford is their opponent tomorrow, the Kenosha Kingfish, is down 5-0 to the Madison Mallards in the bottom of the 7th. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and the bat goes flying into the on-deck circle. Look out, Jackson Jarvis. I don't know how he avoided that bat. Helicoptering towards him. And now Santiago needs a new piece of wood. He'll get one that has some tape on the bottom before the 2-2 pitch. But in case you're just joining us, Rockford squandered an early 6-0 first-run lead as the Jackrabbits came back with 3 runs in the bottom half of the first, 4 runs in the second, and 1 run in the third before their 4-run 6th inning. Fusek ready for the 2-2. It's on the way, and it's bunted. Foul off of Santiago, who's dropped down right back to the pitcher, and it bounced off Santiago's chest. We'll have another 2-2 pitch. And excuse me, that's strike 3. Forgot the baseball rules. I'm not entirely sure that Santiago was... I'm not sure what he was doing there. Bunting for a hit with 2 strikes. And that is the first strikeout by any Kokomo Jackrabbit today. And it comes on a technicality, really. First pitch to Jackson Jarvis. Fastball misses high and away. Jarvis singled and scored his last time. Also has 2 walks. 1-0. Big hack and a miss. And it's 2-2. 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th. Kokomo on top of Rockford 12-7. Peter Fusek deals the 1-1. Jam shot. Slow on the ground to third base. Cushing charges. Throws off balance. In time to get a hustling Jackson Jarvis. And it's a 1-2-3 bottom half of the 7th inning for Peter Fusek, who bounces back after a rough 6th. And the score holds. Jackrabbits 12, Rockford 7, going to the 8th. Rivets need a rally. Coming up on the Rivets Radio Network. Going to the 8th at Kokomo Municipal Stadium, and the Rockford Rivets need a rally. They're down 12-7 to the Kokomo Jackrabbits. They'll send up Jared Cushing, Brody Harding, Greg Ziegler, 5, 6, 7 in the Screws order today. Ryan Beck back out for a second inning of work out of the bullpen. Senior from IU Kokomo rocks and fires the first pitch, swing and a foul off to the right side, out of play. And it's 0-1 on Cushing, who's 1 for 3 today. He singled back in the Rivets' 6-run first inning. Rivets squandering that early lead. Could be a frustrating loss for the Rivets. 0-1, swing and a miss. Beck blew the fastball by Cushing. It's 0-2. Cushing shakes off his right hand. He has been playing with a broken finger since school season, and he hits with a huge splint on his middle finger. That can't be the most comfortable setup. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Beck went to the breaking ball, and he retires Jared Cushing for the first out of the 8th inning. That's Beck's second K. Just the 4th K of the evening by this Rivets order. Not a lot of strikeouts in this one, a lot of offense. Here's Brody Harding with the bases empty. Rivets down by 5 to Great Lakes East rival Kokomo. Harding has 2 hits and 2 runs scored. Lefty on righty, first pitch. Fastball misses outside. Harding sporting the number 5 after starting the 2021 summer season with the number 10. 1-0 pitch. Swinging a chopper to short. Mydroth charges, fields, throws off the bag, and Vincelli Samard tags Harding as he busts it up the line. It's an unconventional 6-3 putout. Harding is set down, and Greg Ziegler comes up with the bases empty. "12 runs on 12 hits, 2 errors for the Jackrabbits. 7 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors for the Rivets, who went 2 games without committing one before tonight's miscues. Righty on righty, first pitch, ground ball up the middle. Ranging over the shortstop, Mydroth throws across his body in time to retire Greg Ziegler. And the Rivets are set down in order for the 2nd straight inning. It's going to take a lot for the Rivets to come back in this one, but they need the bullpen to hold things right where they're at, as the Rivets are down to the Jackrabbits 12-7, going to the bottom half of the 8th on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Bottom 8 at Kokomo Municipal Stadium. Jackrabbits looking for insurance, already up on the Rivets, 12-7. Peter Fusick out there for another inning of work. He's worked 2 innings, night and day difference. In the 6th, he surrendered 4 runs, which allowed the Jackrabbits to break this thing open. In the 7th, it was a 1-2-3 frame. We'll see if he can rekindle that fire as he faces the lower 3rd. First pitch to Andrew Simo. Swinging a foul back as the bat goes flying towards the 3rd base dugout again. That happened to Chris Santiago the second batter of the 7th inning. There must not be pine tar over in that third base dugout. And pine tar, of course, a substance of much debate in Major League Baseball these days. Not hitters, but pitchers using it to increase spin rates on breaking balls. Fastballs as well. Here's the 0-1 to Simo back in the box. Misses outside, and it's 1-1. But over the last few weeks, there's been much discussion about it, and now MLB has come out and said they're going to crack down on it. 1-1, misses low and away, and it's 2-1. Simo has 2 singles today, reached and scored on a walk in the 6th. He's failed to reach just 1 time. I'm not entirely sure how MLB is going to crack down on that. 2-1. Fastball almost glanced the jersey of Simo as he leaned away from a fastball, and it's 3-1. But I saw somewhere that umpires are going to conduct random checks of pitchers and their gloves, their hands, their caps. And I can't imagine that's going to go over well. Fusick rocks and fires the 3-1, swinging a foul off to the right side out of play, and the count is full. Pitcher's also using a substance called spider tack, a glue-like material. 3-2, laced into right field, long run for McDonald, and it drops in front of him. He fields it near the line, and it's a single for Andrew Simo. Rivets trailing the Jackrabbits 12-7. Runner on now for the 8-batter Camden Vasquez, who singled and scored off of Fusick in the 6th. Freshman from the University of San Diego. Long way from home. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. First pitch. Fastball misses high and away. Sounds like Vasquez walking up to a remix of the Macarena song. 1-0. Swinging a pop-up on the infield in fair territory. Jared Cushing, the third baseman, calls everybody off and leans to his glove side and makes the play. 1 out in the bottom half of the 8th for Kokomo. Runner on base for Chase Mydroth. Mydroth has reached and scored 3 times, picked up an RBI walk in the 6th inning. Came around to score on the 3 RBI triple by Raymond Hilbrick. Right-handed batter climbs in. The long-haired right-hander for Rockford comes set. Here's the first pitch from Peter Fusick. Fastball misses inside. Taking a look at this date in baseball history. It is June 9th. In 1963, the first ever Sunday night baseball game is played between the Colt 45s and the Giants. The 1-0 misses outside. Runner goes, throw down to second base, not in time. And it looks like Simo came off the bag. Robertson, the second baseman, was trying to tell the umpire that, to no avail. So Simo, the catcher, swipes second on his counterpart, Max Malley. Pitch missed outside, and it's 2-0. Mydroth stares out at Fusick with a runner in scoring position now in the 2-0. Fastball catches the outer half, and it's 2-1. But the game was played at night due to the blistering Texas heat. The 45s would win 3-0. 2-1. Swinging a drive, deep left field. Curling towards the line, and it drops fair. It one hops the wall. Simo around third base. He scores easily, and Mydroth cruises into second base with an RBI double. Another insurance run for the Jackrabbits. It's 13-7 now in the bottom of the 8th. So here's the top of the order in Raymond Hilbrick, who has a double, 2 doubles, a single, and a triple. So he's a homer shy of the cycle. Not sure if he knows that in that left-handed batter's box, but I bet he'll be swinging away. If he hits a home run, he'll be the second Jackrabbit to hit for the cycle this year. Takes a fastball inside, ball one. Mason Melton did so against Battle Creek on June 3rd. 1-0, swinging a foul off to the left side, and it's 1-1. Mason Melton, the senior from IU Kokomo, did it against Battle Creek, went 5 for 5. But after that, he's been 2 for 16. Baseball is a tough game. 1-1, curveball misses outside, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Clear skies over Kokomo Municipal, but looking off to left field, you see some towering cumulonimbus clouds kind of covering up the sunset. 2-1, fastball misses inside, and the count is 3-1. We'll see if Hillbrick gets a pitch to hit. Some thunderstorms off to the north, delaying some Northwoods League games in Michigan tonight. 3-1 to Hillbrick. Swinging a drive into center. Sends Hawkins back. He's got a beat on it. Makes the play. The runner tags up and now heads back to second base. Mydroth did not want to test the arm of Tyler Hawkins, who has 2 outfield assists this season, including 1 tonight. Score that an F8, second out of this 8th inning. It brings up Ryan Ellis with a runner on second base. 1 run in the Kokomo 8th. They're on top of the Rivets 13-7. And if the Rabbits hang on to win this one, they will pull even in the season series, 2 games apiece, splitting the series in the different locations. First pitch, grounded softly to second. Robertson charges, fields, throws in time to beat a hustling Ryan Ellis up the line, and the inning is over. But Peter Fusick surrenders another run on an RBI double by Chase Mydroth, and our new score is Jackrabbits 13, Rivets 7. Last chance for the Screws coming up in the 9th on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Rivets down 13-7 to the Kokomo Jackrabbits. Top half of the 9th. The Rivets are down to their final 3 outs here in Kokomo. Max Malley, Peter Fusick, and Dylan Robertson. Due up to face Ryan Beck. First pitch. Fastball misses low and away. Beck in his 3rd frame now. He's looked really good, shutting down this Rivets order. Winds and fires the 1-1. Swinging a high chopper to short. Mydroth charges, hops, fields, throws in time to beat Max Malley. 6-3 put out. And Rockford is down to their final 2 outs. Peter Fusick comes up. He is 0 for 2 with a sac fly back in the 1st. In case you're just joining us, the Rivets squandered an early 6-0 lead. They scored 6 runs in the top half of the 1st, only to allow Kokomo to score 3 in the bottom half of the first, and then 4 in the second. First pitch to Fusick. Fastball misses up and in, 1-0. Fusick again walking up to Dude Looks Like a Lady. That's something that he did in every plate appearance in the Rivets series in Traverse City. Fusick, a temporary player, and I'm sure he will get a nice break from not hearing that song anymore. 1-0, fastball misses low, and it's 2-0. Unless the Rivets can mount a wild comeback, 2-0 pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike. So unless the Rivets can mount a wild comeback, they will again fail to win back-to-back games for the third time this season. They've had a tough time doing so, trying to string together wins. And the 2-1 pitch misses low and away, and it's 3-1 on Fusick. He'd be a good runner to have on. Good speed. The wind and the 3-1 pitch. Fastball swung on and popped up down the first base side, out of play. And the count is 3-2 as it bangs off the awning above the first base stands. Dylan Robertson, the leadoff man, waits on deck. The Rivets will head back to Rockford tonight. Host a youth baseball camp tomorrow morning. 3-2 pitch to Fusick, fought off. Again, foul up the first base side. And then the Rivets will host the Kenosha Kingfish at 6:05 and a quick scoreboard update. Kenosha trailing Madison 5-0 at Simmons Field in the bottom of the 8th in Kenosha. Here's the payoff to Fusick again. Fastball misses low and away, and it's a 1-out walk. Rivets down 13-7 in the top half of the 9th, but they've got life with 1 away. Here's Dylan Robertson, who's just 1 for 4 with a single coming back in the first inning. Started a 6-hit, 6-run first for the Rivets. The freshman from Iowa Western Community College. Chatting up the catcher and the umpire as he climbs in the left-handed batter's box. Moves some turf pellets around. Not much dirt to kick on this field. In fact, none. It's completely artificial turf. Back from the stretch and fires the first pitch. Fastball paints the outer black, and it's 0-1. Game-ending double play is in order. Might be tough. 2 quick runners involved. 0-1. Swing and a miss. And it's quickly 0-2. Robertson stumbling out of the box after that swing. Tyler Hawkins waits on deck. Robertson taps the plate, points the bat out at the pitcher back. Nods. Comes set in a closed stance. Delivers the 0-2 pitch, and he blows Dylan Robertson away. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Third K for Ryan Beck, and the Rivets are down to their final out here in Kokomo, trailing 13-7. Here's Tyler Hawkins. I want to take a moment to thank the press box staff up here in Kokomo. It's a beautiful facility, beautiful press box. Probably one of my favorite places to visit in the Northwoods League. First pitch to Hawkins. Fastball misses low and away, ball 1. Hawkins had 2 singles in his first 2 plate appearances since he's 0 for 2, so a 2 for 4 day for the redshirt freshman from Louisville. Hitters count here, 1-0. Fastball outside again, and it's 2-0. Hawkins also picking up an outfield assist. Lively crowd here in Kokomo. Swinging a foul back, and it's 2-1. Lots of young fans with gloves. It looks like a game of wiffle ball has broken out on the playground in right field foul territory. Gentlemen, there's a baseball game going on behind you. Guess it's not enough to watch. You got to play one yourself. Here's the 2-1. Fastball misses low and away, and it's 3-1. Peter Fusick on first base after a 1-out walk. Dylan Robertson then struck out. And Tyler Hawkins at the plate in a 3-1 count. Here's the pitch from Ryan Beck. Swinging a fly ball into right. Hilbrick has a beat on it, and he makes the play. And the ball game is over. The Rivets are once again unable to win back-to-back games here in 2021 as they fall to the Jackrabbits by a final score of 13-7 at Kokomo Municipal Stadium. The Rivets trying to run her on in the ninth. And we will step aside and be right back with the totals after this on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Welcome back to Kokomo, Rockford Rivets post-game show, recapping a 13-7 loss at the hands of the Kokomo Jackrabbits. Let's take a look at the final lines in this one. First, for the victorious Kokomo Jackrabbits, they scratch across 13 runs on 14 hits, 2 errors, and 9 left on base. So it could have been a lot worse, I suppose. And for the Rivets, 7 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors, and just 4 left on base. The pitchers of record, Kyle Wade, bounces back after allowing 6 runs in the first inning, and he picks up the victory. He improves to 2-0 on the season. He went 5 innings, surrendered 7 hits, 6 runs, just 4 were earned, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. Bruce Wagner gets the loss for Rockford. He went 1 inning, surrendered 2 hits, and 4 runs, which put the Jackrabbits in front for good. He walked 2 batters and struck out none. Ryan Beck gets the save in a 6-run ball game because he went 3 innings at the tail end of this one, and it's a deserved save. He went 3 innings, did not allow a hit or a run, walked 1, and struck out 3. The Rivets squander a 6-0 first inning lead. Jackrabbits coming back with 3 runs in the bottom of the first and then 4 runs in the bottom of the second. And they scored 4 runs once more in the 6th inning to really put this one out of reach. The Rivets doing all of their scoring in that aforementioned first inning and then 1 run in the 6th. With the loss, the Rivets drop to 3-6 on the season, and Kokomo improves to an even 500 at 5-5. Rivets falling tonight in front of a Kokomo crowd of 573 in a game time of 2 hours and 51 minutes. A beautiful night for baseball in Kokomo. Next up for the Rivets, they will travel back home to Rockford tonight. They will take on the the Kenosha Kingfish. Too many Ks in the Great Lakes East Division. Kokomo, Kalamazoo, Kenosha, you name it. There will be a home-and-home series with the Kenosha Kingfish starting in Rockford tomorrow night at 6:05. I'll have the call with Zach Larson on the Northwoods League Baseball Network on a television-style stream. That about wraps it up from Kokomo Municipal Stadium. This is Larry Larson saying so long and thank you for listening on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Again, the final, The Rivets squander an early lead and fall to the Jackrabbits by a final of 13-7. We'll talk to you tomorrow in Rockford. So long, everybody.